Hello, hello. Hey, we starting. Hell yeah. I got chips. I got not chips. I got cracker. I don't know. I forgot what kind of cheese it's called though. But I I don't know where to get started. Oh, I forgot. Hang on. There we go. All right. Hang on. Gotta be a good citizen. Gotta be a good streamer and go do things. Yippee. Alright, okay. Okay. Might as well get started. Alright. God, I am out of it today. Bleh. Alright. Load. I wanna start, please. Okay. It's a new day, and you wake up early, grasped with the desire to go outdoors. I can speak. You decide breakfast for one doesn't sound too bad, and maybe a walk. Greasy's isn't too far, and the food there was pretty good. You'll be back before anyone knows you're gone. Defend against a morning chill, you pull on Stan's jacket, which you haven't yet returned from yesterday. You didn't see him when you got up, so it wouldn't hurt to wear it one more time, would it? Oh, okay. When you arrive at Greasy's diner, you're immediately greeted with the scent of fresh coffee and sizzling bacon. Looking around at the other diners, you'd guess this is the breakfast rush. Of course, in a small town like this, that means a dozen other people are here. You've only been in Gravity Falls a week, but you're starting to learn some of the names, and Stan's refresher yesterday helped some too. That big burly guy over there with the bushy red beard is... You're struggling to recall his name. Let's see. It was... Oh lord, what is his name? Excuse me, I didn't even rewatch the series. I didn't expect to get quizzed. What is his name? What? We forgot his name. Screw this. What are their names? Nope. Dan. Why would we greet them? I'm sorry. Do we? I don't even have that kind of confidence, girl. Manly Dan. Okay, I was right. Okay, I was right. Oh, God. Even if I looked it up, I'm still just... Oh. Hey, you're the tourist staying with the Pines. My kids are off somewhere else, so I got an open seat if you need it. It could be nice to talk with someone other than the Pines for once. While fun, their hijinks can get tiring even for you. Realistically, I wouldn't, but... I'm okay. Because I feel like Stan's gonna walk in, and then it's gonna be that whole thing where... Oh, hi, yo, welcome. I feel like it's gonna be that thing where Stan's gonna walk in, he's gonna see us talking with someone else, and he's gonna be like, well, I'm not jealous at all. Like, and plus, realistically, I wouldn't even have said hi, even if I recognize his name. Yes, thanks for the offer, but I'll have to pass today. You seat yourself at an empty booth near the far corner. After a few moments, the waitress approaches your table, and you recognize her as Lazy Susan. So, stranger, not here with the Pines this time, huh? What's your name, anyway? Oh, I'm the narrator. Well, narrator, what can I get for you? You give Lazy Susan your order, and she leaves you alone at your booth. Left away, your thoughts drift towards Stan. Your eyes drift easily closed. You'll still find it's early enough in the morning to be tired. The comforting weight of his jacket on you. You imagine how Okay, simp. You imagine how Stan's embrace might feel with those... Okay. You don't need to describe it, bestie. We get it. Around... He used to box, didn't he? You wonder how... Okay, please, for the love of God, shut the hell up. This is why we stopped those thoughts, okay? Before they snowball. Then you remember his offer to teach you a thing or two, and imagine, despite knowing it being unrealistic, nope, 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 nope. I ain't reading all that. I ain't reading all of that. Hang on. What's the history? I'm gonna read it here. I'm not. Girl gave me a heart attack. The image comes to mind anyway. Okay, thank you. I will not be looking at that. My keyboard disconnected. That is how bad it's gotten. Jesus. No. No, 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 no. I am not going back. I am not looking at the gallery later. No. Jesus Christ. Give me a warning, why don't you? Giving me a heart attack. Jesus. No, I am not okay. Do not flash that in front of my face without a warning. Content warning. I don't even know. Jesus Christ. Hang on. It's too early in the morning for this. Okay. God, I need coffee. You snap back to the sudden awakeness of your surroundings, face flushed with the heat of embarrassment. You shake off those thoughts. Where's the chill of the morning when you need it? Take off your damn jacket, please. I'm like half tempted to scroll back, but at the same time, God forbid I go, because I'm not going to survive it. I'm not going to look at it. I won't. I refuse. I refuse. At that moment, Lazy Susan comes back with her order. God, it smells really good. Here you go. So, I've been seeing you around here with the Pines and haven't had the chance to talk to you yet. Mind if I stay for a bit? Not at all. Make conversation? Ask her about the town. So how long have you lived in Gravity Falls? Oh, my whole life. Besides what happened last summer, it's always been a nice town. Nice people and nice food, right? Yeah, it's great. But, what happened last summer, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, well, never mind all that. What about the diner? So, are you the owner? Oh, gosh, no. I'm just a waitress. Been here ever since I was a teenager. Me and Matilda have been the only waitresses here for years, but we've had a promising new trainee working here since the spring. She points out the window, to where a blonde girl around Mabel's age is shooing a raccoon away from the diner's trash cans. Wait. Pacifica? Lazy Susan puts her hands on her hips with pride. We're starting her out small. Woodpecker's next. What about Stan? You know, of course everyone knows him. Idiot. Who doesn't? Oh, he's a real charmer. Such a handsome fellow. We almost had something once. I actually don't remember, whatever. But it didn't work out. It's so strange. I called him every night. So how are things going with him? What? You two looked close. Saw you on the lake while I was fishing for dinner. But he's the real catch of the day, am I right? Laughing, Lazy Susan. Wait, how did you know? I'm like nudging at like nothing right now. But you're speechless. She winds down with a sigh. Am I right? I'm right. Well, I better get back to work. It was nice to meet you, narrator. Enjoy your breakfast. And you do, digging back into your breakfast with gusto until your meal is again interrupted, this time by the buzzing of your phone from inside your pocket. Huh, it's a call from a number you don't recognize. Why not? Maybe this one won't be from a telemarketer. Hello? Is this the narrator? Wait, Stan? Yeah, it's me. Look, I got a surprise waiting for you back at the shack. Think you can get back over here from wherever you are? The surprise sounds intriguing, so you promise to be there after breakfast. Not long until you finish up, you pay for food and head out the door. It's not long. Bleh. As you approach the shack, you spot Stan already outside. Hey, I was about to call again to make sure you didn't get lost. You planned this sort of timing, or what? Damn. We should give him his jacket back. Girl, give him back his jacket. Right now. On God. It comes naturally. What's the thing you wanted to show me? You'll see. Just follow me. Stan leads you to a room in the back of the shack that you remember being mostly used as storage space. Now, though, the furniture has been pushed aside, and boxes have been stacked against the walls to make a room for what looks like a boxing ring? It looks ragtag, hand-constructed, and distinctly homemade. He pulled this together just this morning? And more than that, are you psychic? You just left your boxing lesson fantasy on hold in the diner. I started pulling this together last night after everyone went to bed. I was admiring my new clothing again, thinking about our drive last week, and I remembered I offered to show you how to throw a better punch. Stan shrugs, casual, as though he hadn't already put loads of work into what he's prepared for you. So what do you think? Ready to learn how to hit? Yes, definitely. Absolutely. Whoa, someone's eager. Hi, yo, welcome to the stream. He grins as though, relieved, and it's like a weight came off his shoulders. Did he think you might have said no? Well, here. From his pocket, he pulls a roll of what looks like gauze tape. Before we even do anything, we gotta wrap our hands properly. You could get hurt otherwise. He takes one of your hands in his, looping the tape around your thumb and winding it around your wrist, then up around your hand, wrapping it snugly. He pulls the tape between and through your fingers as they rest on his palm. His hand is warm, the warmth seeping into yours as he holds it. It's faint, but you can feel the roughness of his palm and you watch as he works, confident but careful. It shouldn't affect you as much as it does. You should feel natural, grateful, nothing more. But when it's him, and the two of you are nearly face to face, the act holds an undeniable intimacy. He pulls the tape back around your thumb, then around your knuckles expertly. It feels tight. No, not tight. Secure. Stan finishes the wrap at the wrist, and you watch him pull the tape towards his mouth, clenching it between his teeth. He jerks his hand to sever it. The remainder is then wrapped back round, snug and complete, and Stan smiles down at his work. He doesn't look up to you yet, but if he had, he would have been embarrassed by the expression that's on your face. Other hand now. You offer your other hand, and he starts on it, same as before. This time you watch the act less, and watch the look in his eyes more. It's his focus you find and care underneath it. You can see it in every pull and twist of the tape, a conviction to protect, to secure. You're so lost in his sight that before you know it, he's done and looking at you again. All right, not too tight, is it? Nope. Then let me show you how you should be standing. Standing? Is there something wrong with your posture right now? Stand up straight. Feet firmly on the ground. Hands at F and J. Proper typing posture. Like that one Markiplier video. Stan starts giving some sort of explanation, but the moment he steps up to you and places his hand at the small of your back to guide you, words lose their meaning. Bro, get your head in the game. You don't. God dang it. Hang on, let me get the soundboard. I promised this last time and I intend to keep it. Hang on. Excuse me? You mean stiff? I'm sorry. You don't want to be too stiff, see? He directs you, smoothing out the line of your shoulders, widening your stance, placing guiding hands to show you how you should be positioning yourself. He's talking again, but you're more than a little distracted. And that's why we do that. Make sense? Yeah. Good. Now on to punching. I've got some personal experience with the way you hit. I already apologized for that. And it could use a lot of work. Kid, I'm telling you, I barely felt it. Here's how to direct that strength. He demonstrates, moving your right to assume the same stance he's guided you into and swinging through empty air. He does it again, slower this time for him to explain how to shift your weight from where to start, where to go. Then it's your turn. After a couple of swings on your own, the hands-on guidance is back. Stan's hands, first resting briefly at your waist to adjust the twist of your torso. Why am I actually moving myself like this? I'm like, okay, so twist, okay, hands up, okay, hands, posture, wide stance, okay. Okay, twist of the torso, go next at your shoulders, nudging you into a better balance. Then he corrects the movement of your arms, and his chest is warm at your back as he reaches to show you where to go. Your breath catches. Yes, there. Damn, you almost had it. Try again. Come back here and... actually, I think it'd help if I had something to hit. Sure, we can... narrator? You sure you want to go on? You're looking kind of red. Girlie, it's the breakfast. Yeah, it's the breakfast. Yeah, it was an awkward situation. This unexpected intimacy is a little overwhelming right now, and he's still so close to you, especially after what you heard at the diner today, and whatever you have with him is obvious. It has you a little on edge. It's fine. You put this whole room together and we haven't used it yet. We should. For that, you're gonna need these. He holds up a pair of standard, albeit odd, boxing gloves, handing them to you. You have some trouble putting them on. They're a little big. Hold on, let me do it. I'll lace them up for you. He takes your hand again, like earlier, pulling the laces of the glove tighter and tighter until the fit is snug. There's laces? I don't know, I ain't never been boxing. Is that too tight? No, it's fine. Cracker. He ties it off and takes your other hand, cradling it in his own for a moment before his hands move up, brushing along your wrist. He pulls the laces together, and as he does, you steal a look on his face. Girl, pull yourself together. Focus here. He's teaching you something. Now it's not the time. Baby girl don't have time to kiss in the boxing ring. There's that same focus, that same care. The longer you stare, the more you feel heat rushing to your face, turning it red. How about that? Girlie, calm yourself. Take a break, grab some water. Wake yourself up. You gotta focus right now, girl. Oh god, you know what, fair? The gay panic is real. He looks up and his eyes lock with yours. He looks away, clearing his throat with a gruff cough, and you notice how now it's his face that's pink. We should get started. Okay, that's a cute face. That's so cute though. Just like, okay. Oh, God. Real. It's nice to see that you aren't the only one affected, as you watch Stan quickly wrap his own hands with a lingering blush in his face. He pulls on a pair of fingerless gloves next, and walks into the makeshift ring. You're gonna try to land a hit on me, alright? What, you're gonna stand there and let me hit you? Stan laughs, shaking his head. You think I take it that easy on you, narrator? No. I'm gonna be hitting back. Of course, I'm not gonna let any of my hits land, but it'll stall you enough to make it a challenge. Remember what I showed you. Jab, swing, block. Is it like that one meme where it's just like that one diagram of someone punching, giving the right hook, uppercut, and then the right hook? Putting them in action is just the next step. Boxing's pretty simple when you get down to it, but it's all in the timing. You need to know what the other person in the ring is thinking. It's almost like a dance. The other person in the ring, even though you're up against each other, they're just as much as your partner as they are your opponent. Even though you're going head to head, you have to be willing to get intimate with them, knowing the right moves at the right time and in the right place. You end up forming a bond with your opponent. Yeah, that sounds kind of gay, bestie. Yeah, that sounds kind of gay, bestie. We love that for you, though. You nod and step up to join him in the ring. Where did you learn so much about boxing? Well, when we were kids, my brother and I had a little rough. We weren't too popular with the other kids in the neighborhood, so our old man put us through boxing lessons. He wanted us to be tougher. My brother couldn't quite take it. Not exactly. Poindexter could ace the lessons, same as how he was good at anything he put that big old brain towards, but he quit the first chance he could. But me? Heh. What else did I have going for me, you know? If anything, I had to be tough enough to protect him, to keep us all safe. I've always got to be the tough one, and I always have been. It's hard, but sooner or later, you forget what it's like to not have to feel tough. So I guess you could say it gets easier. After I left home, I was on the road for a bit, got into my fair share of trouble that followed me whenever I went. But that was fine. I was tough enough. I knew how to fight. Got me far enough, didn't it? It's gotten me through all these years, and here I am with you. Stan's eyes seem to glisten, but he looks away before you can tell for sure. He smiles with that big, ridiculous grin as though to reassure you. He fakes a cough and wipes at his nose. Geez, it's so dusty in here. You might as well get started already, huh? You probably don't want to listen to me rambling all day. Like I said, timing is key. Is it the time to make that big swing? Or will they be able to block it? Sometimes it's smarter to just take a quick jab. Even if you don't hit hard, being quick enough to wear your opponent down and keeping him blocked is enough to get you there. So, let's dance. What's that one? Oh god, okay, we're fighting. A jab is faster than a block and does 1 damage. A swing does 3 damage and is stopped by a block. If neither okay, I need to save. I am not gonna win this fight. A jab is 1. A jab is 1 damage. Swing is 3. Okay. I feel like if he said jab, then if he mentioned jab first, I'm assuming he'd go for a jab. But then he wouldn't be able to block it. Let's go for a block. Knew it! Okay. Make your move. Okay. something Jojo. Your move! Okay, whatever. Let's go for a jab. Dang it! Ah. Slow and steady, right? This should wear him down, eventually. Okay. Okay, so this is the first time I hit. So if I hit first, then... Let's go for a swing. Dang it! Okay. Let's go for a block. Jab. Dang it! Okay. Alright, so... It's like rock, paper, scissors. So... Block again. Knew it. Swing. Oh, okay, Stan's going down. Hang on, wait. Hell yeah, okay. That one's a good one. Okay, so if he gets a jab, then I can hit him with a swing. Block. Okay. Okay. Another block. Swing. Knew it. Okay. Whew. You're close to... Okay. Don't. Hang on. Excuse me. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Make your move. One more block. Jab. Yes! Hell yeah! Stan's panting by now, sweat shining on his forehead and collarbone. Alright, I'm calling it. Stan laughs. It's been too long since I had a decent fight. Hey, you were great. You laugh too. The two of you lock eyes again, and there it is. It's that warmth, that redness. You're both covered in sweat, out of breath, and even though you're both exhausted, you'll still pick up a light in his eyes, in eagerness. There's something there that's waiting to break in this moment of eye contact. Breaking the silence, he decides to be the first to act, this time. You know what? I think... Well... Hang on, pardon me. I don't know how to... I can't scream right now, but... I mean, are we talking about ballroom dancing? Because, oh, if you're talking about the other dancing, girl, stop. But dancing, ballroom, hell yeah. Yeah, we should do this. Oh, dancing in the fight. Okay, whatever. Can we do both, though? Like, ballroom dancing. Give me ballroom dancing or give me death. Okay. Yeah, we should do this again. Definitely. But I mean... I think I really like to dance with you, in a more literal sense, too. Thank you. Not as opponents, but together, you and me. You hope he feels this too, this connection, this chemistry you have. It can't just be you. Girl, you have more confidence than me, because I could never pull that offer. I'd be too much of a coward. Your breath is held, nervous, and while it feels like time stood in place in the space of that pause, just a second later, Stan breathes, and then he speaks. I'd like that, you know? I really like that. Oh, yeah. He's smiling in a way that lights up his face like you haven't seen before. You're smiling too, wide and goofy, full of a sheer giddiness you can't contain. There's something intoxicating about it. Was that feeling running through you? It's a hard fall back to earth. Hey, can you help me get these gloves off? Stan laughs, loud and free, and obliges. It's later that day, just after dinner, when you get around to telling Stan about your time at the diner. So I guess I'm asking, is it always like that around here? People talking about my love life? After you survived Mabel, everyone else is small fry. There's not much to talk about in this town, so when a tourist crashes in their car into the jewel of the town at the peak of the season, that's prime material. Enough of that. I thought we should have a private movie night, you know? To wind down a little. I keep the movies in that cabinet there. Go on and pick on one. You open it to reveal a stacks of VHS tapes and a few DVDs. What do you want to watch? Heart-wrenching classic drama. Starring... We now return. It's like what was that one? No, that one classic drama that he watched like the Duchess returns, starring something something as the Duchess, and long name as the whatever. And everyone's just like, I may be a Duchess, but I'm also a woman. And then Stan is just crying in his chair. It's like, yes, it's just like my life, in a way. Wrenching drama. It's an old black and white movie about a young... Wait, is this one? No Duck-tective. We should've. I want Duck-tective. The game. Plus there's the game, too. Okay, it's an old black and white movie about a young woman whose lover has to leave the country to pursue his dreams. At the film's climax, right as he's about to get onto the boat to sail for foreign lands, the lovers kiss as violins swell. They promise never to forget each other, and he sails away, knowing they'll never see each other again. You hear sniffling, and after confirming that it didn't come from the TV, you recognize it's coming from your left from Stan. He's absolutely staring at the TV with a deep-set frown in his face, but his eyes shine with withheld tears. Huh, Stan really is a romantic at heart. Good call, Mabel. You act like you didn't notice and continue to watch as the heroine returns to her average life, no longer satisfied with mundanity. Feeling comfortable, you shift your position to rest your head on Stan's shoulder. Getting sleepy? A little, but I gotta see how this ends. There's no way she's just gonna go on like that. Stan chuckles before making a sound of excitement. Look, this is the best part. You said that about 3 times already, but you didn't mind at all. Listen, if someone tells you it's the best part, I am keeping my eyes glued. Like, I don't care if I'm not interested, I am keeping my eyes glued. Not too long after, the film concludes, leaving exactly with what the woman did when she returned to the dock late at night unclear, setting up for a sequel Stan has in his collection. The ending credits scroll across the screen against a melancholy orchestral accompaniment. That was a good movie and you're crying. I'll be real. I know. I'm gonna cry. I'm like, Neri would be absolutely all over like classic romance dramas. I feel like in some point I'd put on like Pride and Prejudice, the 1995 version, and he's just up in arms going like, oh, like, how can you not get that, Elizabeth? He loves you, you idiot. And I'm just like, yeah, pop out, girl. Eating my crackers, going like, yeah, sure. Huh. This wasn't the only heart that trauma touched. That movie played your heart like a fiddle, and a tear runs down your cheek as the credits roll. You wipe it away, but Stan notices. You feel that much for them, huh? His tone is gruff with emotion he can't hide. Oh! I bet I could get Seuss to write one of those fix-it stories. Where is Seuss's AO3? Drop it. I'm gonna walk up to Seuss like, Seuss, what's your AO3? Please. I need to know your AO3. I heard you got Fix-It Fix. I don't care if you have AO3, Wattpad, Quotev. I don't care if you have fanfic.net. I don't care if you got fanfic.net. Give it to me, Stan. Give it to me, Seuss. I need it right now. I think he means... Really? He fixed Duck-tective so that Duck-tective's twin brother loved him again, just like when they were kids. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. That's so sweet, girl. Seuss, you absolute mad lad. I'd shake your head. Seuss. Seuss, the man that you are. Seuss out here with the goat. Where's Seuss's Fix-It Fic for Duck-tective? I need it now. Where is it? Wattpad, Quotev, AO3, fanfic.net, DeviantArt? I'll take it. Stan's gonna... Exactly. We're gonna commission Seuss to write a Fix-It Fic, please. By the time the credits are over, you're sleepy enough that you can't imagine getting up from your spot. Stan seems to feel the same, but the jarring shift of the TV screen from black to loud, snowy static brings him to his feet. He grumbles, switching the unit off, but not bothering to take the tape-out. You were right. That was pretty good. Of course it was, narrator. Stan offers you his hand to help you up and out of your seat, and you accept. Your eyes meet for a moment, the faint glow of the table lamp catching in them before you break the silence with a laugh, smiling tiredly. Thanks for the session today. My arms are sore, so I hope that means it's working. Instead, you realize that your hand is still in Stan's, and he beams at you. Oh, definitely. Well, good night then, Stan. I'll see you in... You glance at the clock. A few hours, I guess. Sure thing. Good night, narrator. You go to bed that night comforted that perhaps Seuss's fanfiction can fix all. Yes! Yes! I mean, Seuss does canonically write fanfiction from, like, I watched, like, that one compilation where he's writing fanfics about, like, what Stan and Ford are doing during their trip, during their adventures. But I'm like, Seuss, please, I'd pay you to write a fix-it fic for that damn movie. And definitely have something in it where it's definitely not projection of Stan and Neri. Please, 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 please. How much do you charge per word? I'll pay. Love meter. Yippee! Oh, I just realized that there's Ford in the background. I can't wait to get to his run because then I'll see that one. Snort, snort. What in the... When you open your eyes, you're being stared down by a fat, wet snout. Ah! Oink. Waddles! Oh, Waddles. It's you. The plump pig is lying on your chest, and boy, he's, real hefty. So am I. Next question. Narrator. Ah! Bro, we get a break. Oh god, yes, Clem. Seuss is just DMing, like, Seuss is just texting, like, Mabel. It's like, hey, Mabel, I got something for you. And it's like, oh, what is it? And it's like, look at this. It's a 10,000 word fanfic about the narrator and Stan. Like, this is a fic about them on a boat, and then all of a sudden, some random mermaid tries to steal a narrator away, but Stan punches him, and then all of a sudden they share a romantic kiss as they sail off into the sunset. And then Mabel is reading all of it, and then just going like, Seuss, you're a visionary. And then starts doing that. And starts using that as inspiration for the boat date, quote unquote. You jolt up with a sudden voice from above you, sending Waddles falling from your chest onto your lap with a scream. You turn to see Mabel, a metal-filled smile, all metal-filled smile and rosy cheeks, barely able to contain her glee despite nearly scaring the life out of you. Hey there, sleepyhead. It's lunchtime. Is it? What happened to breakfast? A glance at your phone tells you you've slept in past noon. Instead of leaving and letting you get ready for the day, though, Mabel sits right down at the edge of your mattress with you and looks at you expectantly. So, how have things been going with Grunkle Stan? Has he told you his feelings yet? Have you two kissed? You're not sure if you should tell her even if either of those things did happen. Well, no, neither of those has happened. Okay, maybe there hasn't been any milestones, but things are going great, right? What do you think? Absolutely, definitely, and I think you should tell him how you feel. No, 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 we are not doing that. I'll keep that in mind, but can I get change now? Oh, right, silly me. Come on, Waddles. They leave, and you're left to your thoughts. With all the hectic supernatural stuff in Gravity Falls, it inexplicably often finds itself in or near the shack. You haven't been able to spend much significant time with Stan since your boxing session. You've only found short moments, like a late-night game of chess that ran longer than expected because by the end of it, you're both just left the deck on the table as you listen to him tell a story about how this one time I guess that was a significant amount of time. You just never really wanted those moments to end. And just yesterday, Ford came up to you in the kitchen, standing with a bowl of cereal in hand as he was apparently in the middle of eating, and gave you a condensed version of, if you break my twin brother's heart, it'll make you regret it. You think Stan's gonna make the first move, Ozzy? Clem, I'll be real. Yes. Strictly because I know for a fact I ain't, at least not without prepping up for it, especially since this is the visual novel. I know there might, in some, it has to be the player doing it, but at the same time, I am but a weak baby. And I cannot do that. At least without major incentive. The bowl of cereal turning out to be 95% marshmallows did not make him seem any less intimidating. He's just eating like a bunch of Lucky Charms, but it's all marshmallows, and he's just like chewing on them, just like, you break my twin brother's heart, and I will send you to the Shadow Realm. And they're just like, okay, yeah, sure. I'm not sure why he did that. For all you know, there's nothing official between you and Stan. Besides, Stan and Ford don't even live on land anymore. They'll be sailing They'll be setting sail again, exploring the seas and documenting the oddities of the world. From what you've heard about it already, it's intense stuff that keeps them on the move and untethered. And you're no expert, but your car's looking pretty close to done, meaning you'll be leaving Gravity Falls soon enough. All you can hope is that you're not leaving with any regrets. Heading out the back door so you don't disturb Seuss's current tour, you round the house to where your car has stood still for the past 2 weeks. Sure enough, you find Stan staring thoughtfully onto the hood before he spots you and brightens. Hey, how's it hanging there, Raider? Fancy seeing you here. Fancy finding you here, outside your own house, where Ford told me you'd be. What can I say? I'm unpredictable. Never know what I'll be up to next. Your car's almost good to go, as far as I can tell. I'm planning to take her a quick test run around town to make sure. Sounds fun. When do we go? You ain't coming. I don't want you inside if there's an explosion or something. There won't be, but it's a precaution. Okay. But if you're free tonight, I figured we could celebrate. Yeah, sure. What do you have in mind? I can't tell you. That just ruined the surprise. All you gotta worry about is yourself. Meet me back here. Meet me back here in a few hours, and wear your best duds. Stan shoots you a wink. Okay, the wink, twirling your car keys around his fingers before he turns and gets into your car. Unsure why you couldn't go with him and hang out tonight, you wave goodbye and watch carefully as he revs your car to life. It works, and hey, no explosion. He gives you a thumbs up, which you return, and pulls out into the dirt road towards town. Oh god, you're right. It's still technically Stan the Raider. Clem, what do you mean by that? Clem, dear, honey, sweetheart, what do you mean? Please. I'm scared. Concerned and frightened. Oh, I see. Oh, my coffee's gone cold. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. Noted. Thank you, Clem. At least, I anticipate. Okay. A handful of hours later, and it's just about time to get ready for your date. Stan got back to the shack a moment ago, and through the window you spotted Mabel talking to him outside. You couldn't figure out what they were saying. You laughed to yourself when she took his face in her hands, squishing his cheeks and looking him straight in the eye. A cute intimidation tactic, maybe? After rummaging through all the clothes you brought with you for your trip, you're relieved to find an outfit that fits the occasion. It's... Hey, let's save. Let's save? Because I want to know. What are we feeling? Girls? No, wait. Just like, everyone in chat. Let's what fit are we picking out for the dates? Because on one hand, if it's flashy, I feel like it's going to be a bit too much. If it's classic, then it might be okay. But this is Stan we're talking about. Something flashy? Okay. Anyone else? Okay, classy, flashy. Thank God I saved so that way we can go back, but You know what? I'm gonna go with Flash. Okay. Yeah, let's do Flashy then. Because Classic is like... I mean, I feel like Classic is kind of expected. Casual is a bit... It's kind of like understating. But then Flashy... Actually, we can do both. I'll do Classic first and then go back just to see. Feeling good. I just want to see his reactions. You step out to the back porch and and met with his back to you, looking off into the distance, about to call his name when he turns in your direction, and your words die on his tongue, speechless at the sight of him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I had to. Okay. Hang on, I'll read that later. I want to know his reaction. Hey, that's my joke. Hey, I was the one whistling. Come on. How dare you? We both turned around and we're both just like... Heard she was sight for sore eyes. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's load the other one. I want to do flashy. He's looking a bit flashy, so let's do something now. You don't know why you packed it in the first place, but you're sure glad to have this outfit now. Feeling good about the outfit, you go outside to meet Stan, step out into the back porch, blah blah, turns to you, and his words down your tongue. Okay. He looks handsome. Your eyes catch in the way his gold chain glints at the light, drawing your attention to his proudly exposed chest, helpfully framing the cut of his shirt. The buttons almost strain to contain how good he looks. Okay. Girl, his eyes are up there. Stan whistles playfully at the sight of you. Both of us going like, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Turn around. Turn. Look at us. Yippee. So, where to? Aw, okay. Hands in his pocket, Stan nods over to the Stanmobile, a few feet in front of you. Only one way to find out. He offers an arm next. Oh. Wait, I have a sound effect for that. I don't need to say this. Actually, wait, I don't. Just. There we go. He offers his arm and escorts you to the passenger side, opening and shutting the door for you before heading over to the driver's side. While you were already looking forward to this, the way the Stan looks makes you all the more eager. And that cologne? It, suits him. Clem, please! In my defense, the fan art has been getting to me recently. I can't, the fan art has been getting to me. I can deny it no longer. I am affected. Okay. You watch him, thinking to yourself just how crazy all this is. Your brain is telling you to get a grip, but your cheeks are beginning to ache from smiling so much, and you can't bring yourself to mind. Girl, yeah, get a grip. The El Diablo soon purrs to life, and you're on your way. Since you don't know your destination, you're not sure how long the ride will be. It's not like you mind at all. Make conversation. You're always this mysterious. Actually, I thought by making conversation, I was gonna be like, so, what were you doing earlier? Like, what was the, gonna explain to me why you took the car out on your own? But, I don't even know what to do now. Okay. Okay, got any suggestions? You know what, I'll make conversation. My butt would never be able to do this. Whatever. You always this mysterious with your dates, luring them off into the night with the promise of a good time? Stan chuckles. Nah, only the ones I like being around. Okay. Good to know. Besides, you should definitely know what to expect from a drive with me by now. The unexpected? Bingo. You gaze out the window again, unable to keep the smile from your face. Another minute or so passes before Stan speaks again. Alright, we're almost there. Close your eyes. Really? Yes, really. And I've got a blindfold in the glove box if you can't stop yourself from peeking. Somehow it sounds like he's not joking about that last part. After what you've seen of him, it wouldn't be a surprise. Leave that one alone. You laugh, but close your eyes as he told you to. It's fine, I've got it. I promise I won't peek. You keep your eyes closed for another minute or two as Stan begins to tell you about the time he was hogtied and blindfolded by some thugs on the side of the desert road. Just as he gets to the good part about how he had to hitchhike using only his nose, the car comes to a stop. You both hear and feel Stan put the car into park and realize there's muffled music not too far from you. Can I look now? Hold on. Stan exits the car, and the footfalls tell you he's walking to your side. Then a second, he's there, opening your door. Can I look now? Stan chuckles. Unless you can walk with your eyes closed. You open your eyes to see a rundown diner. Gracie's Diner, to be exact. The building is about as slightly shabby in appearance as it was when you last visited, but under the glowing "We Have Food" sign is an endearingly hand-painted banner reading "Disco Night." Through the windows you can spot energetic silhouettes and flashing multicolored lights. Hardly grandiose, but it's still beautiful. Oh my god, Stan. He takes your hand and helps you out of your passenger seat. What? You don't like it? I love it. Wait, remembered? I don't even remember saying crap. Okay. Whatever, I'll do that one. I know you've been dying to see the magic I make on the dance floor. Seemed cruel to help you. Oh, that's what he meant! Screw that. I'm going back. I'm going to the... you remembered. Because I was like, what? I totally forgot about that. Even if it was so soon. So recent. Yeah. God, I forgot about that. It was just like, boxing's over. What now? Didn't realize this was tied together. I know you've been dying to see the magic I make on the dance floor. Seemed cruel to keep you waiting any longer. What an honor. Tease him? Actually, that's something I would do, but like, this is still in the flirting stages, so we'll restrain. Cause like, cause like, I feel like teasing only comes when like you're actually together, I feel like. But let's get going already. Let's cut a rug. Okay, fine. We'll do tease him. After all, I feel like this is something Neri would do. We'll see if you can keep up, old man. Oh, now you're in for a kid. Hold on to your socks. As you step inside, you're greeted by the sight of a dance floor. A disco ball reflects fragments of colorful spotlights all around the room, and even the cow skull above the jukebox has string lights attached around its horns. There's a good amount of people here. It's mostly other adults, which is unsurprising given the music genre, but there are a few kids who seem to be enjoying themselves, unironically. You're surprised you don't see Mabel and her friends there. You finally look back at Stan and catch him pretending he wasn't just watching you for your reaction seconds earlier. You didn't do all this just for me, did you? Nah, it's a monthly thing that picked up a while back. I lend them some equipment for it every time, but I may have knocked it up a week or 4. He's smirking. He's so proud of himself. You roll your eyes, but give him a fond smile. Well then, let's dance already. Grabbing Stan's hand in yours, you lead him onto the dance floor, and he follows eagerly. Alright, we can start off with something easy. Nuh-uh, I need to see your moves first. Make sure you're the real deal. Got any requests, Stan? Oh, hell no. I'm saving because I need to see that dab. Stan groans. Ugh, that thing Dipper and Mabel always do, ironically. He dabbed in confirmation. Yes. Stan tries and just looks like he's hurting his shoulder. Aww, coward. Okay, fine, freestyle. What the heck is foxtrot, though? I'm not the young buck I used to be, but I still got some Lindy hop in me. Isn't that a different dance? That's not the point. So you're not gonna throw me around like a ragdoll? Oh, was it that one where like you're dancing and then like the partner like grabs you by the hands and then like, yeah, and then they like swoop up from under your feet and then go through your legs and then go back up, like how you swing them? Huh. Please, I never do that in public, unless you ask nicely. Okay. Let's load. Let's see freestyle. Whatever will impress me the most. Make me swoon. Hey, that's the name of the game. Stan assumes a serious pose, pausing dramatically before he busts into the cheesiest hustle move there is. My eyes! Ball! Something. It's like, wasn't SpongeBob like, bald! My eyes! Stan laughs freely. Any other requests? Okay, so we still do Foxtrot. And you dance. Before you know it, the song has passed, and then another, and another. You weren't too sure first, but Stanley's actually a pretty good dancer. He's light on his feet, and he's definitely got rhythm. He knows just where to guide you, how to hold you. Oh god, you hope your hands aren't too sweaty. Are you sweaty? You feel it, your face feels hot when he shoots you a wink before leading you to a half turn that lands your back flush against his chest. You're keeping pretty good, narrator. Having fun? Okay, girl. Oh, I see. Oh my god. Oh. Ah! Okay, that's cute. I was literally just talking about ballroom dancing earlier. I love good ballroom dancing. Ignore me, like, actually, like, flipping my hands right now, just like, yes! Okay. I love ballroom dancing is so cute in this SAI. I forgot about. Okay. He asks low in your ear in the way that makes your heart flutter as you sway together. Only because I have such an amazing partner. I could say the same thing. Stan laughs, bringing you back to face him, but the song ends only seconds out later, and he releases his hold on you. It's a slow song, and Stan raises his brow at you questioningly. Let's be humble. Actually, Neri would take initiative. Of course you want to continue. Laughing. Oh? Clem, what do you mean by this? Laughing, you take his hand in yours and guide it back to your side. Stan beams and brings you closer still. You're about to rest your palms against his chest, but change your mind and rest them on his broad shoulders. You're almost nervous to look him in the eye, but when you catch a glance upward, you're so pleased with what you see. You've been close before, intimately even, but this is a whole new ballpark. Face to face, moving slowly as one, nothing to distract as one from the other's gaze. You try not to think about how good he smells, or how comforted and electrified his hold makes you feel, and you definitely try not to think about how a slight lean forward would easily bring his lips to yours. The song changes again, almost too soon, you think, but Stan picks up the tempo to match, keeping your proximity the same. By now you don't even have to look at your feet. The pace quickens, and you both get caught in it. A swing, a twirl, another swing, and you're dipped in Stan's arm so smoothly it takes you a split second to realize why you're nearly upside down. Stan's grinning at you, panting from the intense bout, holding the dip. Good Lord. How are we feeling? Hang on a second. I need to fix something. I need to do a bit real quick. Where is my thing? Hang on a second. Let me just... Because my VTuber thing is a bit broken with the hotkeys again. Okay. Where was I? Okay, here we go. Ah! Hello, I'm back. Okay, I'm calm now. Alright, what are we thinking? What are we thinking, gamers, please? Oh shoot, okay. God, where's my mouse? Kiss? Is that a good play? Fine, let's kiss. That is if I can find my mouse, because I can't see it right now. Stan glances down at your lips for a split second, but it's enough to tempt you and do the same. Maybe it's the romantic in you, but you can't help yourself. Heart thrumming in your ears. You lean up, meeting him in the kiss. He makes a noise of surprise, which turns into one of contentment as he kisses back. You part after a moment, and Stan's eyes are wide with excitement. Grin bigger than you've ever seen. Before you can kiss him again, he brings you up into his arms to finish up the dance as the song ends. A quick glance around the room lets you know that most of the surrounding patrons were watching the two of you dance. They look away as you notice, some whispering and some getting back to their own technique. It's Stan who speaks first. Okay, my mouse is back, yay. You hungry? Are we talking about food? Please say we're talking about food. That's so gay. Clem, please. That's so gay, narrator. As Reese would say, ha, gay. Not what you were expecting, but you're kind of relieved he's keeping the mood light. Okay, sorry. I thought you'd never ask. Hey, stop calling me kid. I'm Nary's 1 year younger than you. Great. My treat, kid. Pick anything you want. Wait. Oh, wait, whoops. Of course, the place he's most generous is at a diner, whose most expensive entree is $20. Luckily for you, all I want is some fries and a shake. Sounds perfect. Instead of waiting for a server to come by, Stan goes straight to the counter to order. You sit down in the pleasantly unsticky booth to wait for him and notice that Stan left his jacket on the seat next to you. Wait, I'm sorry. Do you mean the jacket he's wearing right now? Not the one that he's usually wearing? His current jacket, the blazer, in it? You're talking about that? Because, girl, I need to know, personally, is that shirt long sleeves or short sleeves? Because if it's short sleeves, then good lord, we might have a problem. But he already has it off. Put it on. Thank God it's a long sleeve. Thank God his shirt is a long sleeve. Hallelujah, praise be to Jesus Christ. In no time, Stan returns with 2 orders of fries and 2 shakes. He grins when he sees his jacket draped over your shoulders. Hope you don't mind. I was feeling a bit chilly. Nah, that one looks good on you, and it's not wet this time. He sits, sliding right next to you. It's been a long time since I got just a fries and a shake from an old diner. Not usually something people my age do, I guess. They just don't know how to have a good time. True. They're all busy hating their spouses and drinking to forget. And paying taxes. Stan grasps his chest in mock horror. Don't even say that. Gives me shivers at the very thought. Stan and Mr. Krabs. Paying taxes. Ready to dig in properly, you take a fry and dip it into your chocolate shake. Stan, handful of fries ready to be shoved in his gaping mouth, looks at you like you just screamed bloody murder. What? Did you just... What, you've never tried it? No, of course not. It's delicious. Perfect mix of sweet and salty. Stan frowns. Don't knock it till you try it. He scoffs, picking up a fry and dipping it into your shake instead of his own and pops into his mouth. His eyes widen as he chews, silent until he swallows. That's actually not half bad. Still one of his fries. Seizing the moment he's off guard, you reach over and snatch a fry from his plate. Hey, payback. Stan takes her shake and takes a big ol' swig. Damn. Hey! He sets it back down, licking his lips triumphantly. He's missed a spot, though. There's a bit of chocolate left in the side of his smirking mouth. We already know what we're doing. Wipe it off for him. Hey, Stan, you got some... You lift your hand to his face and wipe the chocolate away with your thumb. Stan's breath hitches at your touch, while you absently lick the chocolate away. When you absent-mindedly lick the chocolate away, he's nearly beet red. And just like that, Stan leans forward, beating your lips with his. The kiss is sweet, in more ways than one. The taste of salt and sugar combination both familiar and excitingly new. That's wow. Yeah, you're sure you could get used to that. The two of you part, eyes wide. A delighted laugh escapes you, and Stan joins in. Hey, you want to get out of here? Lead the way. Soon you're back in the old Diablo, engine purring to life as Stan screeches out of the little parking lot and onto Main Street. With the way he drives, you honestly don't know how he keeps his car in such good shape, even with his mechanic skills. But eventually your speed becomes reasonable as Stan transitions from the asphalt road to dirt, and you're left to realize your quickened pulse isn't due to his driving, but from anticipation. You taking me out for some late-night errands again? Nah, thought we could just see where the road takes us. You know, for a small town, it sure is huge. Tell me about it. This fort is more of a trap than a shack. Well, I like it. Not sure if I can make it 30 years here. Oh? Stan's grip on the steering wheel shifts, but his expression remains neutral. But I just... What? That's what we're saying? Yeah, I thought it was like, yeah, well, I like it. I just like how it is. I like this place. Worked just fine on me. Can't take all the credit on that one. Sure, Ford's babe magnet helped. Stan barks out a laugh at that. Neri is certified babe 7 days a week. But I was drawn to this place on my own, too. I mean, it's grown on me. Like a fungus, sure, but it has. And I'm not the kind of guy who hikes trails or draws gnomes. That's my brother. I'd rather be in the city than the woods. Way fewer bugs, more people to pickpocket, and not everyone knows my face. So then, why does someone like you end up in a place like this? You said you were from Jersey, right? I know how everyone else has gotten here, but not you. Stan sighs, as if the weight of his whole life story lies to that question. Luckily, he humors you. Long, and I mean long story short, my brother and I had a falling out when we were kids. High school. I got kicked out, barely talked to him or my parents after 5-10 years. He moved here. I spent those years bouncing from state to state. Oregon was the last few I haven't been banned from. Save. It's one of those things where, like, when someone's vending and you don't know how to react, so I'm just like, wow. You're telling me. Then one day he dropped me a line, asked me to come here. I came thinking he wanted to make up, at least talk things out, but he was in a bad place. Basically told me to get lost. What? That's awful. Yeah, well, we both made our mistakes that day. We fought, said some things, threw some punches, and I suppose now you know how weird this town is. Telling you I accidentally pushed my twin brother to the cosmic portal in the basement, leaving him to fend for himself and out through dimensions for the next 30 years isn't as crazy as it normally would be. Your mouth is just agape. Seriously, you think your jaw might be on the floor. Close your mouth, kid. You catch flies like that. What about him? What about you? You said Ford went through the portal for 30 years, but what did you do that time? Is that what made you start the shack? Yeah. Like I said, I came here because Sixer asked me, but once he was gone, I didn't have anywhere to go, and I wasn't going to leave until I got him back. Did he really spend 30 years of his life trying to get his brother back? So I started the Mystery Shack. The locals thought I was my brother and liked the mysterious scientist in the wood shtick, so I had to roll with it. Wait, you had to pretend to be Ford too this whole time? Only in name, sweetheart. It's a good thing I always went by Stan anyway. Yeah, listen, Clem. I am a nervous little. I mean, we still have more saves. There's more pages. It's just that these are the ones that are only shown. Oh, these are quick saves, automatic saves. Making choices is difficult. We make too many choices. There's no narrator telling me what to do, so I'm nervous. Alright. Let me tell you, Stanford Pines was never cooler than when he was me. Caught off guard in your absolute shock, you erupt into laughter. Okay, that I can absolutely believe. By now, it feels like you've been driving for a good while. You're starting to wonder if Stan really does have no idea where he's going, but the thought stops in his tracks as the car makes a sharp turn onto a diverging path. You catch the slightest glimpse of a wooden sign saying, "Do not enter." Stan, where are we going? Relax, narrator, I know what I'm doing. Stan, I don't think we should be roasting the candy bars. Shut up, I know what I'm doing. There's this real hot spot up ahead the cliff's edge. Lets you see the whole town and the horizon and everything. Real picturesque. That sounds amazing. The car suddenly jerks left, and there's a troubling bump as you go over a large as a large redwood root. Thank you. That is, if we don't die before we get there. Sorry, kid, that one was in my blind spot. It's pitch black outside, Stan. Everything's a blind spot. Alright, hold on. One more jump and we're in the clear. Hold on. You grasp the back of your seat with one hand and the car's door handle with another, unsure of how big a bump he has in mind. It's worse than you expected. Stan accelerating through that you swear the wheels have left the ground, until landing hard enough that Stan finds it necessary to brace you with his own arm, keeping you from slamming your head into the dashboard. The Stanmobile pulls up to its destination at the cliff's edge. Just as Stan said, you have a perfect view of the whole town, the surrounding canyon, and a remarkably saucer-esque shape cut into the natural bridge. You catch Stan's pleased grin from the corner of your eye as you grasp, taking it all in. Though the sun has long since set, the small glowing streetlights from the small town illuminate the surrounding trees, providing only a slight hint of the mountain's shadows. It's not until seeing it from up here like this that it sinks in just how secluded from the world Gravity Falls is. It's almost like a hidden treasure among the evergreens. And through the black, thick foresty behind where you're parked might seem daunting alone at night, here with Stan, it feels almost promising. So I'm guessing you like it, right? It's beautiful. As you survey the scene, you realize this cliff seems rather untouched, save for the flimsy barrier made of wire and stakes just before its end. How did you find this place? Well, there's other spots like this that I'm told the kids call Lookout Point. It's just across from us, actually. Stan points to the spot opposite the car, straight ahead. Huh. This place is infested with teenagers, though. Saw it myself when I drove up here to help Dipper with a girl situation. Teenagers. Gross. Exactly. It hits you more fully now that you're here, with Stan, alone together, away from the world as you know it. You're thrilled, anxious, and suddenly you don't know what to do with your hands. A nervous giggle escapes you, and Stan offers a kind, reassuring smile in return as he slings his arm around the back of his seat, crossing his leg over the other. The casual air is contagious, and you're thankful for it. So, how'd you kill time for this like this for 30 years, besides the shack and the secret portal stuff? Stan laughs, scratching his cheek. Well, as you know, I'm full of surprises. I skip town every now and then for actual supplies or a promising hookup, but as the shack became a household name, I had to stay put for longer and longer, so I'd make do trying to enjoy the small town thing. You settle in. You're not budging until he elaborates. Like what, though? The fun stuff, like disco nights? Stan scans the horizon, looking for something. Okay, there. You see the bowling place. You see the bowling place? We used to have a team there. We were really good, thanks to yours truly. Until this wet blanket named Toby came on board and had to use bumpers, like a baby. Again, he didn't mean to laugh. Yikes. You got that right. Aside from that, there's a great taco joint and bar. The kids like to go to the arcade, and the mini-golf is pretty decent. He starts counting on his fingers. There's a mall, a creepy animatronic pizza place, sorry. A public pool, which I would not recommend, by the way, unless you're into sitting in strangers' filth. It all sounds pretty dang fun, minus the filth part. Sounds like there's actually a lot to do around here. It's weird, ain't it? It's like you never hear about a place, but if the situation calls for it, pow, it's right here in town. And there we go. I am hitting the point where I need to start drinking my water to keep my voice dry. My voice hydrated. You really like hearing Stan talk. About anything, really. The way he emotes with his hands, the grit in his voice, and the gradual increase of enthusiasm when he gets passionate, even about something small. And of course, he never fails to make you laugh. You could listen to him all night long. So you prepare to do just that. Adjusting your legs into a more relaxed position. Nothing wrong with taking advantage of the leg room with these wide bench seats. What weirdly shaped building? Gotta be more specific, Bessie. This is Gravity Falls. Actually, we can do multiple. But that'll be safe. Because the graveyard might bring up the, that one episode. Factory? You know, I'm surprised that place is still even there. There used to be this attraction in the middle of town. This brat Gideon Gleeful. Hold on. Gleeful? Like Bud Gleeful? The car dealership guy Gleeful? Yep. Gideon is Bud's snot-nosed kid. They used to run this scam that made money off poor suckers' hopes and dreams by posing Gideon as a sidekick. Oh no. It's just as tasteless as you're probably imagining. He'd even dance around and sing, like a monkey in a tux. So what? I had a real monkey in the shack back then. Wore a hat and everything. Anyway, these idiots obviously ate it all up. He became my biggest competition and even bigger pain in my ass. That old factory is where they used to make his merchandise. What happened to Gideon? The kid had some realizations, I guess, like a lot of people in this town. Supposedly he's trying to get that silver spoon out of his mouth and be a normal tween like the rest of them. But who knows? Haven't heard about him this visit, so I can't tell you for sure. That must be a good sign. What about the weirdly shaped building? That's the club. You shoot him a look. Stan makes it through his next words laughing. That's the name, honest. You snort. Clever? The name might be questionable, but the place is nice enough to only let you in if you're rich. Only ever managed to sneak in there once. Bad vibes there, even for somebody like me. Worst of all, the food was mediocre, and not the quality I didn't pay for. One last option. The graveyard. Nothing special there. Not even that spooky. Sure, the grave of America's lost president is there, and something about national treasure, but I went there myself for artifact inspiration, and there wasn't even a decent headstone to steal. There's a lull in conversation. A moment where both of you are simply admiring the view. It seems you're inched your way closer to Stan as he was speaking, because all of a sudden you realize that your leg isn't all that far from his. The reflection of the outside light in Stan's glasses keeps you from being able to read his expression from this position. Okay, I'm overwriting this save. Just because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to go back on that. Oops, wrong one. Okay. What do we do? Chat, what are we thinking? Because personally, me, I am not pulling the first. But this is Neri playing, so could be. I'm gonna use this as an excuse to drink some water. You know what? You're right. Let's get closer. You very nearly closed the gap between you both, and it would have been smooth too, if not for the creak of the patent leather seat as you shifted. Stan's grin tells you he noticed. Damn. Time for a diversion. What's that on the water tower over there? Ah, that old chestnut. What's it look like to you? Muffin? That'd be my first explanation. Muffin. Looks like a muffin. Not sure why anyone would choose that as a symbol for vandalism. Maybe it scares the hell out of anyone with a weed allergy. Maybe it's a brand muffin. He wiggles his fingers like he's telling a spooky story. With extra raisins. Oh, good heavens. Extra raisins? Oh, what? Excuse me, what? You know, I almost died up there once. It's a real doozy of a story. You take the bait. Oh, do tell. And so he does, with his usual flourish, painting a picture of the time he and his great niece bravely scaled a tower and nearly gotten shaken from it by a video game character come to life. You find yourself with another chance to move closer. Oh god. It's like insert like that rock sliding SFX. But it's like rock sliding where Stan's telling a story and then we're just going like I think we're plenty close. But you know what? Why not? Stan's speech falters a bit as you inch closer and the side of your hand brushes his, but he continues when you leave it there. So I say to Mabel, having just looked death straight in his dumb ugly face. Finally, your thigh meets his, and suddenly he seems to have a pretty persistent itch on the back of his head because he can't stop rubbing it. And so, that punk Robbie learned his lesson eventually. But, you know his type are... I think I have an idea, yeah. Your eyes meet Stan's, and you hope to God you can't tell how your heart is hammering in your chest. Screw it. Here goes nothing. Oh! Okay. You steel your nerves, moving and gently resting your head on Stan's shoulder, leaning into his side. You hold your breath and as you focus on the water tower in front of you, worried about what look he could be giving you. Stan clears his throat, pulling his arm away from you, and for a moment, the feeling that you just crossed the line makes you mentally curse yourself. Until he lets out an embarrassingly fake yawn, and his arm above his head and out, resting it across your shoulders. You don't even need to yawn, girly! You're so excited by his touch and your success, it takes you a moment to realize that yawn and stretch, he just used that old cliche. And moreover, it worked! You know what? You can't help but giggle. What? Stan reddens, smiling sheepishly down at you. You attempt to compose yourself. Nothing, nothing. You settle into your new spot in his hold, and he seems to relax a bit, too. Okay. Alright. Thank God this is Neri playing, because my could never. Okay. You're lucky you're so cute and endearing. Stan's chest puffs at it with a laugh. Oh, you just said that out loud, didn't you? You'd be surprised at how little I've heard that before. Now that you're against his side, you really don't know what to do with your damn hands. Are you feeling a little extra sweaty? Curse these leather seats. Ano ba yan, Sus Maria Josep? I praise the Lord. Ano ba yan? What the? These options! Excuse me. What are we thinking, chat? What are we thinking? Because what are we thinking? These are options, alright? These are options. Oh! Ha! Certainly options to take. Like, give me a heart attack, why don't you? Let's go middle one? Oh, okay, hang on. Now I'm a save. Yeah, okay, I'm a save. Yeah, let's do the middle one. Hang on for a second, let me just get this out of my system. God damn! Okay, we're composed. We're calm. Alright, okay. Deep breaths. Okay, let's do it. Again, as casually as possible, you decide to rest a hand on Stan's leg, just above his knee. Okay, so it's not there, but it's not on like his thigh. It's close to the knee. We're good. At your contact, Stan coughs in his own surprise. You're about to remove yourself from him and apologize, but he stops you by beating you to it. So sorry. I'm fine. It's fine. Just had a little something stuck in my flagella. Or whatever that is. For a moment, you dare not say a thing and close your eyes. There's that scent again, that overtone of cheap cologne mingled with leather, cigar smoke, and salt. From this proximity, in this car, it's just the right kind of overwhelming. You really can't believe this. Not in your wildest imagination could you imagine this is how your solo summer road trip would work out. But in this moment, you really can't imagine it either way. You're just happy. The art! Okay, sorry. Art. Pardon me. Okay. Hey, Stan? Yeah? Thanks for your help. His eyes meet your own, and he smiles down at you. No problem, kid. It's what kind souls like me do. You really are a lifesaver. Seriously. My car would have been a goner. And you rescued me by being bled dry by a mechanic, too. You can feel the rumble in Stan's chest as he hums. Crooks, all of them. Not even charismatic about it. That's certainly a plus, too. Okay. Water break. I'm fighting for my life out here. Okay. I ain't reading all that. Your hand moves upward to his broad chest, just below the open V of his shirt. I'm not only thankful for a place to freeload, though, Stan. I've actually had a really incredible time here. Seriously, I'm the luckiest person to ever be ripped out of the forest with their car, since it was by such a nice family. Literally, Neri, where did this Riz come from? Where did this game come from? How did you get this? Better than a simple trip to the Mystery Shack, huh? Definitely. Ano ba yan? Ay, nako. Ay, asus para Yosep. Please. What are we saying? Actually, I'm choosing. We've already kissed him twice. Let's tell him. Okay? Whew. Mabel's words come back to you, and despite your doubts begging you to not say anything stupid, your heart is yelling at you to. Tell him already, damn it. You know what? Yeah. If things go south, you're already about to pack your bags and leave. You never even have to think the name Gravity Falls ever again. Alright. Yep. Here it goes. No. Go. Please. Stan, I really like you. You focus on the gold chain just by... Okay, fingertips and toy with it. Girlie, put your hands back to your side and focus! Avoiding eye contact to keep your nerves while you've got him. You hear him swallow thickly despite your heart thrumming in your ears. I've really enjoyed getting to know you these past couple of weeks, even when you got me shot at. I can't tell how much of a relief it's been, not only to escape death by complete boredom, but also to find myself having some of the most fun I've had. Period. You need an extra gulp of air for this next part. Thank you for tonight. I'm glad you brought me here. And I'm gonna miss you. Okay. I glance up, and there Stan is, looking at you with a mix of emotions you can't quite place. You think you feel his pulse skip a beat under your palm, and you're sure your own does the same as he looks away. His pronounced jawline further exaggerated in the shadows, and you see it but clench before he faces you again. You don't know who... Oh! Okay. Sorry. You don't know who leans in first, or anything, but suddenly Stan's hand is cupping your face and his lips are on yours. It's sweet, but somewhat clumsy, as his glasses remind you of their existence by hitting you in the cheek as he leans close. You can't help but hum against his lips. And oh God, you forgot to breathe. You part, both of you breathing just a bit heavier than before. Stan's big dumb grin is accompanied by pink-dusted cheeks. Are you... okay? Okay. These options. Girl. Please, give me a break. I think we could do better. Why wouldn't I? You know what? Let's go again. What a dork. Hey, are you talking to me or him? Because I feel like I was like, listen, we're in it to win it. We in it to win it. This time you're holding his face as you kiss him again, and you're pleased to find it's even better a second time. Technically fourth, but still, you know. You're about to say something more when Stan looks sharply up. Following his gaze, you spot twin lights from the cliff across from yours. Headlights. Oh, great. Just what we needed. Guess we should start heading back. He offers you an apologetic smile. We should, but can we take the scenic route? Yeah, absolutely. Luckily, the scenic route is also the long way home. We were mostly joking about a scenic route back to the shack during this time of night. But both Gravity Falls and Stan have a way of amazing you to no end. Little bioluminescent mushrooms are sprinkled along the path, on the trees, in the perfect rings. Stan drives slowly, and you take advantage of it to marvel at the greenish glow. This is incredible. There's a lot more where these come from, or so I've heard. There's a gnome forest somewhere around here. Never seen them because, well, gnomes, but maybe Ford can let us know if there's somewhere like it without the pests. You rest your head on the windowsill, watching the toadstools of all shapes and sizes go by, counting them. I'd really like that. With each passing minute, the rumble of the road and the thrum of the car seem to add another weight to your eyelids, and suddenly your fatigue catches up with you. You alright? You affirm an affirmative, and Stan takes you at your word. Well, this could be better. Sliding up next to him, you bring Stan's free arm that was not on the wheel around yourself, like it was earlier this evening, and he chuckles. That's... Okay, girl, calm yourself. Okay, girlie. That's right, get yourself comfortable. Okay, sure. You let your eyes fall closed, content. Wake me up if there's a nymph or something. Will do, narrator. Suddenly there is a nymph. Call the caterers. I hear wedding bells. Huh. Looks like this is actually working out. We're almost there. We're almost there. Oh, ha. Oi, oi, let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Woo. Let's go. Okay. Ahem. I'm gonna sip of my water because I'm pretty sure this is the last one. And then maybe, since we have time, we can start on Ford. It's your last day in Gravity Falls. Weeks ago, you'd worried the day would never come, but now that it's here, you don't know how to feel. Just yesterday, when Stan told your car was good to go, you wanted to believe there was something still left for him to fix. And yesterday evening, after your final dinner with the whole Pines family and Stu's back-breaking goodbye hug, you had almost resigned yourself to letting go. But now, in the clarity of daylight, you realize that these weird and wonderful people don't have to disappear from your life for good. You'll always have memories, and you'll still be able to keep in touch through letters, packages, and phone calls, video calls. They won't be able to get rid of you, even. Too late, suckers. Cherished friends for life! The gang! When you make your way out of the shack, you're met with the Pines and Waddles, all gathered beside a large tarp, covering what you guess is your car. They're talking amongst themselves as they spot you. There he is. Thought we were gonna miss the big reveal. Now, you guys! Ford and Stan each take an end of the tarp, pulling it off with a flourish as Mabel and Dipper throw handfuls of confetti in the air. Ta-da! The reveal is, indeed, your car. Besides a couple of nicks here and there, it's hard to believe it's the same one you crashed just weeks ago. Heck, it probably runs better than it did when you first got it. It looks amazing. You take it all in, running your hands along the hood and marveling at the spotless windows. Ford, can I call you next time I need a tune-up? If this is what happens when you use that magnet gun, I might ask you to total my car more often. Well, yes, perhaps we can find a middle ground. Hey, no love for me, huh? Don't forget who was the one who got you in this mess in the first place. I could never. Trust me, I think of you every time I use my windshield wipers without jamming the button. You laugh, giving Stan a big hug in gratitude. Thank you, Stan. You turn to the whole family, taking the moment in. And thanks to all of you for everything. It's been unforgettable. Familiar car keys back in hand, you unlock your car and load your belongings into the truck. Mabel comes up and hands you a package wrapped entirely in ribbons and bows, winking. Just something to remember us by. Stan calls from where he stands with Ford, to the left of your car. I don't know what that is, but it's from me too. And me. Thanks, Ford. Dipper simply shoots you a thumbs up, and when you look at the label on Mabel's gift, you see his name is already on it beside hers. I want to save it for I would save it for later, but then I want to open it. Maybe you're impatient. Let's open it. But to pull out the ribbons, but Mabel chides you. No, you gotta open it on the road after you leave. Or, well, after you stop at the rest stop, because you're driving. Please don't get into another accident. You tuck the gift into the trunk on top of everything else, making sure it's safe from being crushed. After Waddles comes up to you as well and snorts up at you. You give the little guy a loving pat. You're going to miss that pig. You're really going to miss Gravity Falls, too. I don't know what else to say, except, I guess... You're about to say goodbye when Stan interrupts you. Hold on, I got one more thing to say before you go. And, kids, you head on in first. You too, Sixer. Give us some time alone. I gotta, show them some kinks with the engine. I'm surprised Mabel's ooh as she leaves, accompanying Dipper and Ford back into the shack. You think that was altogether too easily, and Stan must think so too, because he turns back to the shack's visible window just as Mabel peeks out from the side of the window pane. Alone, Mabel. Mabel disappears from the window and Stan turns back to you. Well, it's been some couple of weeks, huh? Gotta say, I'm usually on the other side of this conversation. If there's a conversation at all, that is. Look, I've never been any good at this stuff, so I'll just cut right to the chase. If this was a summer thing, I get it. I really do. But if there were more, it's more. Shut the hell up. Stan laughs with relief. Really? I mean, of course, really. I'm a fantastic catch. You lucked out with this one, kid. Honestly, Stan, you're not wrong. You don't come off as the long-distance type. I was afraid to ask, so I wasn't sure I had the guts. But I'm glad you did. Yeah, well, you know, there's still a few things I could get a better hang of. You give him a warm look of your own, letting your fondness show, and Stan flushes under your gaze. Well, I guess I should give you my number. Wait, you already have that. Oh? Girl, okay. Nary you, sly minx. Nary you, utter flirt. Damn, okay. Let's go with it. Goodbye kiss. I'm a sucker. Stan's grin is contagious. You barely lean in before he meets you with a purposeful kiss, one that holds promise. It's enough to bring you back to memories of that night in his car on the cliff. Oh yeah, you'll definitely be staying in touch. Just as you're about to deepen the kiss, a high-pitched squeal rips your attention from each other to the sound's origin, to find out it's none other than Mabel, pressing up against the shack's window. I knew you could do it, Grunkle Stan. I knew it. Love at last. A small hand comes into view and grabs her away from the window before a six-fingered one waves and draws the curtains shut. Stan looks like a bit peeved at being interrupted, but relaxes as you laugh. You really got some good kids there, Stan. Trust me, I know. Mabel talked me through some of the rough spots, believe it or not. Oh, I do. Maybe next time me and Ford Doc, we can pick up where we left off? Another more chaste peck on the lips serves as your answer. I'll hold it to you, sailor. Don't forget me now, alright? I swear I'll spam you with text messages if you do. Dipper showed me how. Laughing, you say your final goodbye with one last look at him. I couldn't forget you if I tried. See you later, Stan. Okay, I'm just gonna say, taking in context for Stan narrator, as in from Stanley Parable-esque, this is angst. This is an angsty sentence. But in this game, fluff. Stan watches you as you get into your car and start up the engine. You turn onto the road with ease, and in the rear view mirror see Stan waving goodbye, as well as Dipper, Mabel, and Ford from the shack. You smile at the sight, and say a last goodbye into the quiet of your car, watching until you have to focus on the road once more. A little while longer, and you're through town, on the open road. A sign passes on the right, now leaving Gravity Falls. It's not until you're at the next rest stop that you think to open Mabel's gift, or, well, the Pines' family gift. You unwrap it to find Mystery Shack souvenirs, a small knitted square Mabel has helpfully labeled as a mug sweater and a photo. Oh, that's so sweet! I want to see the photo. Hello, sailor. Go back, sir. Lord. Okay. The end. Yay! Thank you for playing. Yay! And we did it. That's Ford's. That's Stan's run. Woo! Okay, now it's time for Ford. How we feeling though, everyone? Hang on. Let's check the gallery. I am looking through these two. But these two, beautiful. Give it up, baby. These two, These three, beautiful. These two, not looking at with my life and not within the presence of anyone near me. This is only to be opened in polite company. But how we feeling? We got Stan's run done. And it was pretty good. I honestly get it now. People say that you should play Stan's run first because that was exciting as hell. I gotta admit, that was great. Alright. Let's start off the Ford run. It was fun. God. I won't be reading through all of this again, but I will do but when we get to like the parts where it doesn't, like, it's not something I've actually played, I'll start reading those ones. Let's just skip through. Type your name. This time, who are we playing? Yes, hi Reese, welcome. We're starting the Ford run. Okay, who are we going as this time? Because I cannot be myself in this. I'm gonna think real quick. Who are we thinking, people? Reese, please. You have the game, you do it yourself. But I mean, we could. It'd be awkward if... No, what is it? Let's go. Alright. You know what? Let's do Virgil. We did Neri the first time, but this time... no. Would that work? Let's do Virgil. Let's do him. Virgil, I'm Stanford Pines. Ford for short, I shake your hand, blah blah blah. Skip. Reassure him. Yep. Wait, nope, that's not what I want to do. Fortuitous, I don't, yep. Auto. Let's get to know Ford. Ford, wait. You need a hand with that recipe? Ah, fair. Fairies. I can handle it myself. Are you sure you couldn't use a hand? Ford looks away then, and you follow his averted line of sight to Mabel, who's just mouthed something that you can't catch. When she catches you looking her way, Mabel gives you a 100-watt smile, the picture of innocence. Ford rubs the back of his neck. Yes, I suppose I can accept some help. And with that, assured that Ford is on the task, you spot Mabel rolling away with Waddles into the living room. Before we get started, I suppose I should give you an introduction. Virgil, tell me, do you believe in the supernatural? Yeah, I want to. Actually, I feel like that would be nice. It's like, I want to. Let's go with I want to. I like that. Well, you're about to come face to face with the unexplainable yourself. You see, Gravity Falls in some quiet, unassuming backwater town. Much more lurks below its Actually, let me try getting into the... What's his name? I was gonna say Cave Johnson voice. Let's get into the Cave Johnson voice. I'm actually gonna use this as an excuse to eat my chips, my crackers. J. Jonah Jameson. Something, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life. Take the lemons back. Get mad. I don't want your damn lemons. What am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Make life. Rue the day you thought you could give Cave Johnson lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's gonna burn your house down with the lemons. I'm gonna get an engineer to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down. Yeah. Get us a picture of Spider-Man, goddammit! We're gonna get him. I'm just imagining. Is there something in the journals where it's like a radioactive spider? And then he's like documenting about it, and he's like, I'm gonna try getting some random and get someone to. Oh, apparently it has some radioactive powers. I don't know what happens if you get bitten by it, though, and thus Dipper becomes Spider-Man in this SAI. Hell yeah, Reese, hell yeah. Alright. I'm almost done my crackers. These are, Swiss cheese flavored. They're good. Ford pockets the crumpled journal papers and gestures for you to join him as he walks. You do and follow him through the living room and into the gift shop. For example, you must have heard Mabel mention a pterodactyl. Most would say none exists in the living world today, but I say, not if you know where to look. If anyone else told you this, you'd be disinclined to believe them. But the authority Ford carries is surprisingly compelling. Of course he is. He's J. Jonah Jameson. He asked for a picture of Spider-Man, you'll get it, goddammit. If he's gonna ask the science voice to invent a combustible lemon, and by God, he's gonna get it. Ford reaches under the cashier counter and retrieves a packet of vintage-looking gum, inspecting it for a moment before slipping it in his pocket. He looks around in thought. Hold on to my explanation for a moment. I need to retrieve some more supplies. Ford ushers you out of the gift shop entrance, so you find yourself outside the shack, then shuts the door behind you. Okay. Respect the man's privacy. You, correctly and politely, just stand out there until Ford returns. You maybe scan the sky for a pterodactyl while you wait. Not too long after, the door opens behind you and Ford joins you outside, looking no different than before. He must have stored whatever supplies he went to retrieve in his coat, but the trench coat falls too naturally on his figure for him to be hiding much. Where were we? Ah, yes. Go. Ford pulls out a pen and paper from his coat and walking as he writes. Just as you're about to head up, he stops and smacks his hand to his face. Oh, shoot. 1 second. Ford hurries back to the house, realizing he forgot one important component to this adventure. A butterfly net. God. Before you get the chance to ask, he strides out ahead of you, obviously in no mind to tell you what's it for quite yet. A pair of you walk past the shack and down a well-worn path into the trees surrounding the house, sunlight peeking through the pines. Pines? Pines? He double-checks whatever you scribbled into the paper and tucks it back into one of his coat's seemingly infinite pockets. He stops and turns to face you with a definite nod. My recipe for repellent called for a sprig of lavender, 2 thin slices of ginseng, a drop of bat blood, a chunk of amber, and 3.5 milliliters of ink. He pauses, staring down the path in thought. Obviously, I have all those components on hand, all except for one ingredient, a single moth's wing, from Mothman himself. You can't help it. You gasp. Ford glances at you, and you think you see a hint of a smile before he turns back to the path and continues along, wind ruffling through his hair. You see, Mothman is the very creature on that page that Waddle seems to fear. Using a piece of itself could ward it away, or at least lead it to believe that Waddles isn't for eating. I would have already completed the repellent years ago if I managed to collect that wing. Was it too difficult? Oh, I just never got around to it. Besides, Mothman used to come bat in at this lamp I had lit out in the backyard. It seemed like such an innocent hobby that I never had the heart to chase it off. But if this brings Mabel and her pig at peace of mind, then the time has come to finish this. Sunlight filters through the trees, causing dappled shadows across Ford's coat as he leads in front of you. I'd say wait for him to speak. I'm not one to talk. Yeah. Boss mood. Yeah, how do you know so much about this stuff? I study anomalies, anything unusual, strange, and just plain weird. I began my research in this town because it was, and remains, a hotbed of paranormal activity. I made this exact trip years ago, though at the time I had no idea where I was going. It was just dumb luck that I managed to tail Mothman back to its cave from my backyard. Navigating the forest by moonlight is poetic, but not advisable. I made plenty other discoveries. What? What'd you say? Oh, wait. As well, from fairies to gnomes to amalgams of creatures who were never meant to cross to... Ah, wait. Ford reaches into his pocket and pulls out the slightly crumpled pages Mabel had pushed into his hand earlier, smoothing them out and shuffling through them. Take a look at these. They're more definitive proof than just my word. You accept the pages from him and find that they're scanned pages from some sort of journal, just as you heard Mabel say. Fluid cursive tells of Mothman, beard cubs, scam fires, and more. Ford gestures to them and explains. I detail my discoveries in a series of research journals, the remaining pages at least. I wonder where Stanley was keeping these. You drew these? Yes, of course. Who else? I love your line work. I love your line work. As an artist, I love your line work. Okay. My work now is far better, but I appreciate the compliment. Despite his understated words, Ford looks surprisingly pleased. Were any of these creatures dangerous? Oh, extremely. Some were worse, some dangerously annoying. Though Ford seems to find his own calm and amusing, he doesn't fail to notice your unease. I do have weapons in case things escalate. There's no need to worry. You brought weapons? Not many. I have a stun gun, my fists. Damn, my guy got stacked. Yeah, I came prepared with weapons. I have my fists. It sounds like something Stan would say. My sharp wit. I feel safer already. You didn't bring your magnet gun? Ask him about these creatures. Let's see. I want to ask about all of them. It says here that Mothman turns into a bunch of moths? Yes, that's how we'll get the Mothman. Why not use mothballs as a repellent? Well, I've never tried. Could the most conventional method be the unconventional one? Or would Mothman be able to overcome its mothly nature and persist? Damn. You raise a fairly good point. Someone's calling me on my phone, but I don't know the number. Huh. Okay, I want to talk about some of this stuff. Anyone got any questions for Ford? Anyone got a question for old Ford about some of these? Ask him directly. Hey, I'm almost done my crackers. Oh yeah. Actually, let's do the leprechaun? Okay. Ford grunts. You wait for further answer, but that's it. Okay. Alright. You must have gotten up to some crazy stuff back then. That's one way to put it. Only took 6 years for me to get in over my head. It takes a silent moment to look away from your gaze, seemingly in bittersweet remembrance. It makes sense why he wouldn't bring the magnet gun. It's not like those things are made of metal. Suddenly, Ford puts out an arm in caution, slowing his pace. He narrowly managed not to collide with him and take a quick glance around to see... nothing? Look, there. You see what looks like a bundled up plaid shirt moving along the forest floor. Wait, is that a beaver's tail? It looks like a Perry the platypus! Can we call it Perry? I want to call it Perry. If I had a nickel for every time I had a Platypus. Wait, platypus. I'm sorry. Platypus. Don't you mean a platypus? Ford shakes his head with a grin. I meant what I said. It's a plaid platypus. A plaid platypus. Bleh, bleh, bleh. A plaid platypus. A platypus. Aha, aha. Where's the soundboard? Can I get an aha, aha, aha? Thank you. You will still call it, yeah, just a platypus? A plaid platypus? Parry the platypus. Ford moves onto a crouch, but stays at a respectable distance, following the small creature. You watch him, and after a moment, mimic his actions. I'm just imagining Ford and Neri, just on their, like crouching, just, like, looking really small, and just following a plaid platypus, just going like, huh? Like, they're in a line. Ford's giving the creature a bright smile, the first of its kind that you've seen since leaving Mabel at the shack. You're a cute one, aren't you? And you're in my favorite patterns, too. Ford motions for you to move forward a little to the distance he's maintaining. If I were to rate the oddities that live in this forest in the scale of least to most annoying, these little guys would get immunity. They have done nothing wrong, and I appreciate them for it. Ford holding a plaid platypus in his hands. This baby can do no wrong. So two of you watch in quiet appreciation. The platypus ambles into the underbrush and vanishes from view. What a cute little guy. Oh, we're just like, oh, it's a guy. And he is right. Damn right. The two of you continue deeper into the forest. The foliage seems deeper now, and you look through the treetops for a glimpse of the sun, which has by now dropped low in the sky. It had already been getting late when you left, but you hadn't thought Mothman would be this far out. Almost as though he'd read your mind, Ford answers for you. Mothman is rather reclusive. As such, lives deeper within the forest than bolder creatures like the gnomes. Are you alright? Huh? That is, are you tired at all? I should have asked sooner. It's been a long time since I've traveled with anyone new. Stanley tends to speak his mind without my asking. I'm fine, really. I'm glad to hear it. Still, we have some time until sunset. Let's wait here in the meantime. You mentioned traveling with Stan? I suppose it wouldn't do any harm to tell you. He says that. There's this tone of his voice says he's been dying to tell someone for months. It's one of those ones like, I need to talk about my hyperfixations! And like, Ford can't talk to it about with Dipper because he's already told him. He can't tell it to Stan because he's there. And so he was just like, I need someone to talk about my hyperfixations! And it's like, random stranger crashes their car into the mystery shack. And it's just like, hey, yeah, you mentioned about your trip hyperfixation, right? And he's just like, you don't say. Are you sure? I've been sailing with Stanley around the world, chasing few hotspots of anomalous activity. He seemed to view it as a vacation, but I saw it as a chance to pick back up on some serious research. I've been rather eager to break the news of what we found to the world, but I must first organize my findings. And if I'm honest, I still need some time to get back into the swing of things. Must be strange to come back home after traveling so long, huh? More than you know. Ford laughs, shaking his head. Behind his glasses, his eyes are downcast, almost sad. You want to ask, but decide to stay silent. Stay silent. The moment the sun touches the horizon through the gaps in the treetops, Ford gestures the two of you to continue. You hadn't noticed, but you'd been resting within short distance of a small clearing that holds a cylindrical stone marker. The stone marker bears intricate swirls carved into its surface. Ford reaches into his coat and produces the packet of gum from earlier, opening it and dumping the pieces out into his palm. Gum? Thanks. I want gum. Unsure why you came all the way to unwrap gum at sunset. Why not, coward? You accept a stick at gum. Ford puts the remaining gum in his coat breast pocket. He unwraps the now empty gum packet to reveal it was holding a small piece of parchment, folded up to act as lining. He smooths it out against a stone, holding it under the deep orange-red light of the sunset. You step closer to look over Ford's shoulder. The parchment holds a a detailed drawing of the swirls carved into the stone, documenting every crack on the surface. As you watch, the golden cursive unfolds itself across the page, seemingly fueled by the sunset's warm light. Ford reads the words as they appear. Such a place the mothman doth rest, but please do not disturb his nest. If kindness be something thou bereft. Ford lifts the parchment a little higher to prevent his shadow from obscuring the rest of the line. Follow thy nature and turn left. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the nature on his left. Ahem. Quick save. Hang on, I'm saving real quick. I didn't mean to quick save. When Stanley came to us, well, they said turn left. They said turn left. Okay, I was right. I think so, Virgil. We press onward. Huzzah! Ooh, spooky. Left leads you to a dimly lit cave. So this is the meeting room, huh? I would admit, looks pretty bare bones. I don't know how you hold a meeting here. Which Ford says he remembers well. Except last time he was here. It was pitch black since he arrived in the middle of the night. Why are you out in the middle of the night? From its depths you hear the faint sound of dripping water, echoing off the cave's shadow. Oh god, hang on. Did my Wi-Fi... Okay, my Wi-Fi is fine. I thought I crashed for a minute. Oh, yeah, you're right, my bad. Alright. From its depths you hear the faint sound of dripping water, echoing off the cave's shadowed walls. You slow as your eyes attempt to adjust to the low light. Ford pauses in front of you, reaching into his coat for something. Hold on, I have a flashlight in here somewhere. This cave has never received much natural light, you see, and, He rummages further, and you see a couple of dice, a pad of paper from earlier, and a quill. He has some custom pocket work going on in there, too, and you bet one of his coat's inner pockets has a pen protector in it. There we are, at last. Allow me to... Darn, out of batteries. Wait, I think I have one. You pull out your phone and turn on its flashlight. The light is small, but it does its job. Huh. You saved our hides here, Virgil. I was about to pull out a matchbook. With your light guiding the way, you and Ford move further into the cave, which yawns wide around you. It isn't until the sliver of natural light from the entrance disappears that Ford speaks up again. It's been years since I've been here. Decades, even, at this point. But I'll always remember the eye bats as one of my first discoveries when I arrived at Gravity Falls. How did you find them in the first place? One got into my house, you see. I was making breakfast one morning, and one managed to find my cereal box. When I poured the cereal into the bowl, it came fluttering out, agitated, like it belonged there. The nerve. Girl? Bestie really said, there was one in my cereal box. It belonged there. The nerve. The caucasity of this. He still sounds so indignant even years after that you laugh. Wanted to contain it for further study, but unfortunately it managed to get away. As I thought about it afterwards, its pupil had constricted against the light, unfamiliar of the bright light in the kitchen, so either it's nocturnal, or it leaps in the deepest, darkest cave in Gravity Falls. I found them easily after that. Did you manage to catch one? Somewhat. I came running through the cave with a butterfly net in my wits. I brought a working flashlight that time. They all hid in dark corners. Once I turned the flashlight off, they flocked to me. I caught 18 of them that day, but it reminded me of the stealth uses of... The rapid sound of clicking claws against stone startles you, a shiver running up your spine. The dark. You turn off your light, and Ford taps your shoulder and gestures for you to keep moving forward. Eventually, the narrow passage widens into a large room. The darkness shrouds the source of the dripping water from view, but as your eyes adjust, you squint to see a strange winged shadow. A shadow with eyes that glow red in near darkness like rubies. Your breath catches in your throat as your realization comes over you. Ford is apparently fairly close to you in the room, so you find when he speaks a few inches from your shoulder. You catch the shadow of his arm swinging around in a wide arc, like he's introducing you to... Virgil, I'd like for you to meet the Mothman. Nice to meet you, Mothman. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. It's a real pleasure. He whispers, but even in that dark you see him grinning excitedly at you. Ford looks between you and the Mothman, apparently hoping for a dramatic reaction. Your speechlessness seems to satisfy him. Don't worry, he hasn't... Okay, I'm listening. I'm It's like that one meme that, like, y'all know that one meme where it's that girl going like, I'm done with the conversation now, and then the guy is like, sit, and she's like, I'm sad. That's how it is. It's just like, I'm like, whoa, and I'm like, listen closer, and I'm like, I'm listening. Okay, what's that? Okay, don't worry, it hasn't noticed us yet. Here's the plan. You make contact with the Mothman, and he pulls out a butterfly net in a large lidded jar, and now where that one come from his code of mysteries is lost to you. We'll capture one of the 100 moths to compromise it. Wait, I get to touch Mothman? The Mothman? Yes, and it turns into 100 black witch moths. It's like experiencing a swarm of locusts, surprising when you're not expecting it. Remember, even just a light touch is enough. You steel yourself, awaiting for Ford's signal. He waves his hand to coax you forward, and then it's up to you to decide how to, well, make contact. Okay, the music, pop off. How are you thinking? Can we go out guns blazing? I'm gonna overwrite this one because you don't really... Mothman. Run around back to its blind spot. Yeah, you know what, let's keep it. As you sprint around the winged creature, you slip on the puddle of water on the floor and fall flat on your face. Your phone skids away across the floor, face down, sinking your surroundings back in the darkness. Still, you manage to grab one of Mothman's legs before you fall and find yourself clutching nothing in the midst of a fluttering cloud of moss. Rather inelegant, but hey, whatever works in the heat of the moment, right? Ford dashes forward and manages to scoop one up in the net, dropping it into the jar and popping the lid back on top. Got one. You can get up now, Virgil. That was amazing! Ford laughs, brushing dust off and dirt off his trench coat. You could say that. Our completed repellent is within sight. Let's head back. Ford turns to leave the cave. He looks calm and content. You, on the other hand, are buzzing with energy under an adrenaline rush. Should you go for a high five? What are we thinking? High five, high six? High six, and it's me holding up a hand and then another finger. Look, we got a match. We're matching it. Now I'm just reminding myself of that one post where it's like, how does Ford flip you off? Like, how does Ford do the middle finger? Like, does he hold two fingers up? Like, does he hold, like, his, like, middle fingers? Like, two middle fingers? Or, like, he has, like, the standard middle finger and then another finger? Do it. High five! Art! You raise your hand in the universally understood offer of a high five. Ford pauses, then grins, high-fiving you. Or rather, 6. Yay! High five! When you and Ford finally reach the cave entrance, you find the forest that you left in the dying light now awash with a silvery glow. A gap between the leaves overhead provides the view of the night sky, along with a long string of stars. A few more steps and the Milky Way comes into view, looking as if a tear across the fabric of the sky. Ooh, do not mention that, girlie. Do not describe it like that. You don't want to know what happened last summer. Ford notices you looking. See something? The pterodactyl doesn't come out this late, but being a prehistoric creature, its behavior is rather unpredictable. I've never seen the Milky Way in person before. It looks amazing, isn't it? It's remarkable what you can see without light pollution from the city. I still haven't seen the Milky Way or most of the stars in the night sky, to be honest. Because I live in the city, but I want to. But every time I've gone out to a small town and, like, it's night, it's always raining, and so I've never been able to see it. Whatever. I'm actually getting now I want to see the Milky Way. Damn. Here on the outskirts of town, you can see a good portion of the Milky Way every night. He gazes up into the night sky. A whole year has passed, yet it still feels strange to see a sky I recognize. What? Oh, traveling, you know. I was in a different part of the world. You both stare out to the sky in comfortable silence for a few more moments. The quiet of the forest settles in, along with the distant sound of flowing water, and you find yourself surprisingly glad that Ford had accidentally pulled you here, if this is one of the moments you get to experience. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Ford looking at you instead of up, but when you tilt your head back down, his attention is elsewhere. Ooh, Ido, yo. Have a good nap, yo. Thanks for tuning into the stream. Eventually, the two of you come to a wordless mutual agreement to continue on, and you're walking again. You have to show me the other creatures that live here sometime. You're glad you said so when you look over and find that Ford looks pleasantly surprised to hear it. His chest puffs out with pride. Of course, maybe we'll even get the spot to hide behind, or tag along Dipper when he next visits to Multibear. The what? Ford taps his temple, grinning. You have to wait till I show you to find out. I'm holding you to that. We'll have some time left before we get back, if you're up for another walk. You must make a face because Ford looks back to you and laughs. We're not far, I promise. I just thought I might answer a few of your questions if you have any. Actually, I do have a few questions. You must stay in great shape if you do this all day. You know, actually, this sort of thing isn't part of my exercise regimen. He has an exercise regimen? He works! Sorry. Ford turns left at the stone marker, towards the sound of the river, and sure enough, after a while it comes into view. The moonlight illuminates the water as you walk along it. After following the river for a few minutes, the shoreline expands into a small round lake at the center of a clearing. Overhanging it is a large flat rock, the kind that could be used as a less than effective diving board in times of emergency, the emergency being that one just had to jump in the lake. However, neither yourself nor Ford look in the direction of the diving board. He leads you towards the edge of the lake, where a relatively flat boulder could substitute for a bench, and the two of you take a seat. Break the silence? You said to wait, but can I at least get a preview of what I'd be getting into? Not content to leave them to discover yourself, Well, has anyone told you about the Gobblewonker? You snort, taken aback by name, but compose yourself when Ford simply raises an eyebrow. No, I don't think so, no. Not even a tourist guide? Does the office even read my letters? Ford mutters to himself something about updating the tourist guide to warn against local dangers. He sighs with frustration that's reserved for bureaucracy, but soon lights up at the prospect of getting to introduce you to another strange creature. Well, the Gobblewonker is a large sea creature that lives in this very lake. One could say it's our version of the Loch Ness Monster. My old research assistant apparently saw it at some point. He said it was large, gray, scaly, with a long neck like a giraffe. You wouldn't have had any odd sightings, have you? It's only been 24 hours, but my own first encounter with the strange occurred shortly after my arrival as well. Last night? No. No. Not apart from the day. Well, don't count on that being the norm, Virgil. In fact, the norm is a laughable concept here. Ah yes, the Mystery Shack used to be my house, once upon a time, but now it's a tourist trap. I'm glad for what it's become as a home, I just wish it weren't so offending to each of the senses. Damn! What about staying? Are you really okay with me staying here? Absolutely. I owe it to you, after all. You helping me today, however, was not part of the plan. You're making it rather hard to settle my debt. I think you did me a favor just by letting me come along today. The two of you share a smile. Let's ask about the family. Actually, we can get to know them in our own time. Wait for him. Ford looks out across the lake in thought. Virgil, I have to admit, I didn't want to take you with me earlier today. I thought I'd be walking myself into an uncomfortable social situation. So did you, to be honest. And you did well out there. Not many tourists could handle the kind of task we just completed. This had the potential to have gone disastrously. I mean, a butterfly net against a mothman? Easily a 3% success rate. Sometimes the more Ford speaks, the less reassured you feel, until all that's left is a distant unease. You're smiling not anyway. The two of you sit in another moment of quiet, night air pleasantly chill around you until Ford again breaks it. We should head back now. I'm sure Mabel will want to hear we've been successful. You stand and give Ford a hand from the makeshift bench. Ford takes the lead again, and soon you're no longer able to catch sight of the lake when you glance back. Ford gradually adjusts his pace to yours, walking side by side with you in companionable silence all the way back to the shack. Almost there. You recognize from the incredibly flashy signs touting phrases like Mystery Shack this way and Sasquatch to your left that are extremely close to arriving back at the shack. As you and Ford leave the tree line, you see the bright lights shining on the porch. You make out the faint outline of the kids' shadows as they run through the house and emerge in the attic window, and Mabel pushes it open, leaning out. Grunkle Ford, finally! You guys took so long I had time to cover waddles and macaroni. Why would you do that? I have my reasons. Did you get the thing? Yes, and I'm coming inside so we can stop shouting. Virgil, come along. We got a pig to save. God damn it, we got a pig to save. Ford strides into the shack, a man on a mission. You grin and follow, but not before taking one last look at the night sky. Yeah, maybe your stay won't be so bad after all. Back in the shack, the grand conclusion to your expedition in the Mothman Cave is spritzing Mabel's pig with a newly finished deterrent until the poor piglet reeks of lavender. You see Mabel and Dipper head up to bed, looking sleepier than usual as a result. Something about lavender is so soothing to the senses that you crash out fairly soon afterwards, face first on your makeshift bed. Oh, look at that. I love the drawing. That's so cute. Rip Stan, we already did you earlier. We already did your run earlier. I'm gonna take a moment to sip my water. How are we feeling though? My water bottle isn't even open. It is so silly. God, okay? God, I'm running out of water. I think we're just gonna rest my voice a bit. Jesus. I will. I'll get it later. I still have water left. I have about, how many does it say on the measuring thing? Wow, they only show that they can fill up to 24 Oz's. So sad though, I only have... They don't even have a marker, they're just like, yeah, they can fill this up to 24 Oz's. Or ounces. I don't know, it seems funny to call them Oz's. Hydrate before you dehydrate. Hell yeah. You wake up to a loud crash downstairs, not entirely uncommon in this house. You're quickly finding out, but still disconcerting. More clatters and thumps lead you to the kitchen, where Mabel teeters on the short step ladder. Okay, it's this one. Okay, this is different. Because I remember, like, the asking Dipper for help in the stand run was good. We can go out. Is there somewhere we can go out to get breakfast? We should really save the Mabel cakes till the great uncles get back. I know they wouldn't want to miss them. Okay. Dipper, can you cook? Okay, wait. You glance at Dipper, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know, Mabel. And we want to cook since you're becoming an adult. Okay, so it doesn't matter either way. Maybe leave a note still? Okay, yeah. Hell yeah. Girl, we just heard about like having a Loch Ness monster. Ghosts are real. Yeah, literally. Thank you. Blah blah train cart. Pancakes. Let's get pancakes. Let's go golfing. Okay. Alright, coming up, sweetie. Blah blah blah. Skip. Also, Mabel's gonna make Mabel cakes again. Stan snatches a pancake from Mabel's mouth, takes a bite of it, cackling as she stands in the seat to try and grab it from climbing over to Dipper to reach. Aside from the kerfuffle, you catch Ford's eye. Is he staring at you? As soon as he realizes, he quickly sets his gaze elsewhere, looking over your head and out the window. You'd say he probably just shifted his attention, but his finger hooks under his high neck of his sweater and tugs at it. Well, Virgil, I appreciate you looking after Dipper and Mabel for us. It was very kind of you to bring them here. Oh, it wasn't a big deal, really. I'm happy to help. You smile at him, pretending you don't feel how warm your face is. Maybe it's just hot and greasy. Ford looks so close to the shade of his sweater. Dipper mumbles an ow, and you catch Mabel elbowing his side, wagging her brows at him. You're not sure why. Well, kid, if you're playing, scoot over, Dipper. I want breakfast, too. Stanley, it's at least 12:30 now. Grunkle Ford, it means it's time for brunch, duh. See, this kid gets me. Now let me in so I can get some grub. Dipper moves to your side of the booth as Stan sits next to Mabel and Ford sits at Dipper's side. Blah, blah, blah. More pancakes. Watching with Ford, blah, blah, blah. Alright. After the expedition to find Mothman, you accompanied Ford in a few more missions, so to speak, examining various birds of the forest, including the questionable stomach-faced duck who snatched your sandwich and quickly ran off, Ford in hot pursuit. While he didn't find what evidence he needed, something to do with their digestive systems, he both decided that the duck-faced duck flock were questionable. Not as questionable as the question quail, which he shows you from a scanned journal page, but still questionable. You asked why he decided the octopus was too stupid to study, but received a loud groan and too sticky as an answer. Valid point. All in all, your adventures with Ford have been more enjoyable than you expected. You can't help but hope that you'll get to experience another one with him soon. You walk through the living room, lost in thought about question quails and Ford's journal pages, and nearly avoid slipping on a sheet of graph paper. Ah, don't look! Oh, it's you. Dipper peers out over the book that proclaims D&D and more D, officially licensed campaign journal. He's sitting on the yellow armchair with crisscross legs, barricaded in with books and papers. He's got a lap of multicolored dice and a half-dozen chewed pencils strewn across the floor, and one in his mouth. You look down and notice the floor is almost entirely covered in graph paper. Hi? Do you need something? I know it's kind of messy. I probably should clean that up. Dipper looks reluctant to extract himself from his self-constructed fantasy lore prison. Here, I can do it. You look busy. You're halfway through cleaning the floor when you actually start looking at what's on the various sheets you're holding. A fantasy map, some floor plans, and countless scribbled notes and calculations in the margins. What are these for? Planning something? Dipper's re-immersed in his planning. He startles a little when you ask. Oh, right. No big deal. It's just this great pen and paper role-playing game called Dungeons, Dungeons, and More Dungeons. DD and MD for short. It's all about fantasy worlds and statistics and swords, and, well, it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's super fun. I'm playing it with Grunkle 4 today, so I'm putting down the final touches on my dungeon. He's gonna be so stumped. Stumped, you say? Ford comes into the room at that precise moment, drying his hands in his trench coat. Perfect timing, Dipper. I just managed to get the paint off my hands. Paint from what? Oh, one of the gnomes came by and decided he'd graffiti the side of the house. Something about his rapper persona. Yeesh. Yes, and I don't think Jay Gnomesy is going anywhere in the music business. In any event, I see you've been on hard work. Are you ready for our game? Yes. Oh, and Virgil, I can take those now. Thanks for your help. Ford looks like he just noticed you standing there for the first time since he entered the room. Virgil, glad to see you weren't too shaken up by your adventure yesterday. He grinned and handed Dipper this tall stack of papers, catching a glimpse of the stats for a knock-knock skull. Well, I made it back in one piece, right? That's the spirit. So 90% of a piece would have been good, too. You know, you never realize how little a difference 10% makes until you lose it. Uh-huh. So how was the Mothman? All shaken up. All in the name of research, though. I've seen it lose a few moths and come back the next week good as new. A process akin to cycling out dead cells. I say we just expedited the process. No moral issues there. Well, Virgil, the game calls and I must answer. Stanley's about if you're looking for him. Though, well, if you wanted to join our game, I certainly wouldn't object. I can promise a fun afternoon. Another player? Yeah. I can give you a pre-made character sheet to start, and dice. Shoot, where did I put my other set? Don't worry, I've got an extra set. Me? I don't even know how to play. Oh man, there are so many rules. Where to start? I mean, it's easy to pick up. It's even, like, kind of popular now. You're not sure about committing the whole afternoon to this game with Ford, though Dipper does seem pretty excited about it, but stands around too, and you wanted to check on your car. Well, think about it, Virgil. Dipper, my boy, why don't you and I get things set up in the meantime? Ford and Dipper launch into fantasy lore talk as they prop a corkboard against a yellow armchair, pin up various maps and floor plans with very important landmarks, and upend their vouchers of dice into the carpet. I don't know, because I feel like, genuinely, if this was like an actual thing, I would want to check on my car, but at the same time, this is the Ford run. Screw it. I'm going to join. I want to play D&D. Great. Oh shoot, did you look at the plans earlier? Those were for the Dungeon Master's eyes only. If I'd known you were going to join us. Don't worry, I didn't look. What a relief. No, wait, what if you're lying to get an edge in the game? Is this legal? Grunkle Ford? What? I didn't hear. I was just categorizing these D&D books. How many volumes do they have these days? Dipper and Ford put the final pieces in their place. The floor is encircled with a mix of propped up corkboards, books, maps, notes, and loose leaf paper. Ford unfolds a game board in the center of the madness. Brilliant! We're all ready. Don't look so nervous, Virgil. You'll have me here to walk you through it, please. Please? I haven't even played a bunch of D&D, like, genuinely on my own. Like, genuinely just in an actual campaign. But Ford sits down next to the game board. He pats a piece of carpet next to him, inviting you to sit and you do so. Ford sits across from you on the other side of the game board and unfolds an illustrated piece of cardboard, propping it up in front of him. He notices your questioning gaze and looks back at you. Oh yeah, this is the Dungeon Master screen. It's just here to protect my secrets. It hides essential die rolls and plot points for prying player eyes. Grunkle Ford tried to look ahead once or twice and spoiled the narrative twist, and you were the only player. I'm just making sure my dungeon mastering apprentice stays on his toes. You can never be too vigilant. Dipper gathers up his dice in the pile next to the DM screen, ready to roll when needed. Now I mentioned an extra dice set, didn't I? Dice are important, though by no means essential component of gameplay. No adventurer should leave the house without a set. I keep mine in the souvenir velvet dice bag from Dimentio. A local game store, yes. Oh, Slay? I was about to say, like, oh, it's an actual company? And I realized, oh wait, he's talking about just like from a dimension. Ford retrieves a dark drawstring bag from his coat and empties it onto the floor, where dice of all different shapes and sizes come tumbling out. And now for yours. Hang on, I'm gonna get my dice. Screw you. God, where did I put it? Found it. Screw you, I got my... Wait, it's not there. Wait. Girl, where'd my die go? I gotta look through my reassurance bucket now. There's my die. I know we're not gonna use it, but still. I just want to have my die, because I spent $4 on these two. It was a good deal at the convention I was at. Because the other dice were going on for like $30. And baby only had enough money for like a few. And they were selling these two for $2 each. Okay. They were having a buy one get one discount. Go ahead, take a look. Those will be yours for the session. You pour these dice into the carpet as well. Metallic gold with the numbers embossed in black. Fancy. Hey, that sounds like Neri die. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely, Reese. Well, I didn't have enough left to make them from solid gold. I was able to electroplate a set for fun. Great Uncle Ford, you electroplated those dice? They're so nice. That didn't mean to rhyme. Maybe you should be the one with the rapping career, not Jay Gnomesy. Ford and Dipper laugh. Yeah, maybe not. But anyway, let me reintroduce our characters. Dipper clears his throat, settling into the Dungeon Master persona. When we last left our heroes, Miv the meddling trapped the great elven wizard Varan and the halfling fighter Tyros in a dungeon filled to the brim with puzzles, rizzles, and brain teasers. To reach Miv and end this journey once and for all, they'll have to brave the dungeon's mysteries and escape with their lives intact. Dipper sets two figurines side by side on the game board. One is an imposing figure in flowing robes, and the other is a much shorter in comparison, but posed to the world to prove himself. You suppose the former is Varan, and the later is Tyros. But what would our two heroes find in the first room of the dungeon but a potential ally, just as trapped as they are, who will join them for the quest for freedom? Dipper places three figurines on the carpet, just off the side of the game board, and you get to choose your character now, Virgil. These are starters with pre-made templates, so they're good for short-notice editions like this. I want to be a rogue! But wait, I want to be a bard! Listen, baby loves being a rogue. I have and always will be playing rogues. Rogue! Yay. Rogues can move around with stealth, and you know how to pick pockets and locks. I know. I like being a rogue. Dipper moves her figurine onto the board, right beside Vernan and Tyrus. Alright, what's their name gonna be? Alex. Short for Alexandrios. Alexandrios. Alexandrius. How do you Alexandrius? Rarius. I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce it because I'm gonna have to be saying it too. Alexandrius. Yeah, I'm gonna say Alexandrius. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dipper, for just calling him Alex. I'll just call him Alex. Here's your character sheet. It's got all the info on it. We love having dexterity. My wisdom may be crap, but my intelligence is... Hey, my intelligence might be missing. I might be missing strength, but my intelligence is getting better. I don't know. That was stupid. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Fernand's and Elvin. Of course he's playing a wizard. Halfling fighter. I see he's maxed out on intelligence. Makes sense. They're surprisingly wisdom. Charisma is slow, but by God, we're using what we can. Candles, crowbar, water skin robe. Okay. Ooh, flower. Ahem. Our heroes encounter Alexandrius, Alex for short, in a short room of the dungeon. Alex, what's your deal with our main villain, Miv the Meddling? Everyone does the villain. Miv promised me eternal glory but left a dagger in my back instead. That explains how he struck Miv's ire, and in turn Tyros shares that Miv's once bested him in a duel, an embarrassment because Miv is a sorcerer, and sorcerers aren't known for their physical combat skills. In Tyros' defense, he was still young at the time. But none of this matters, because to finally face down Miv, they must escape. Behind you is a plain door, one in the far wall of the room with a set of red doors, and to the left and right are stained glass windows with oddly weird motifs on them. You don't say, eh? You don't say. What's that Bill Cipher up there? And what's with that over here? Proceed with caution, homies. Having woken up here with no recollection of getting here at all, you have no way of knowing which door you came in, or should you go out, or even which direction you should head in at all. And now you guys decide what you want to do, but you might want to look around first. And by that, of course, we mean rolling a die to see if you can notice anything. The outcome of nearly every substantial choice we make is tied to a roll of dice. I'll let you choose what we do here, Virgil. Then I'll take a look around. Ford shows you what to roll for the investigation check, and Dipper flips through his notebook, ready to tell you what you see. Huh, nice roll. Tack to one of the... Oh, we don't get to roll an actual die? It is such a pretty background, god damn. And also, I want to roll! Hang on. 3, never mind, I don't want to roll again. Putting my die away. Tack to one of the walls in the room is a note that reads, "Proceed with caution, homies." Tyros pockets the note, and in the distance you hear the faint sound of rushing water. What do you do next? What's the state of the door behind us? It's locked. Virgil, here's your chance to do something really cool. You're the only one of us that can pick locks. Here, use the D38 to roll a sleight of hand check to see if you can pick the lock. Ooh, that's a good roll. You roll your D38 for the check. It's a 31. And since you're a rogue with deft hands, you get a +2 on that roll. 33. Nice one. You pick the lock and the door swings open. Brilliant. Let's go this way. As the last of you step through the doorway, it melts, seeping into the wall as if it were never there. Guess we're not going back that way. The chandelier overhead ignites, casting the room in a large orange glow, revealing an impressive door on the far wall. In front of it is a large cloth-covered lump. Take a look around. Can't be too hasty. You roll for investigation, just like earlier. You approach it to inspect it. As your footsteps grow nearer, the lump shifts, rising to reveal that it is in fact a goblin. A goblin stands to attention and tries to pretend it was never asleep. Travelers, I noticed thee and demand you answer these riddles 3. Pick the goblin's pocket. Hey, what's Ford's character's name again? Hang on. Vernon, I need you to distract the goblin so I can steal his goddamn money. I can do that, right? Yeah? As Ford pulls out the sheet of paper to do the pickpocketing a goblin in the light leather armor while in the damp stone dungeon room calculation for you, you hear Dipper murmuring something under his breath that's like, didn't even think about pickpocketing to himself under his breath. While the math says you should roll a D8, a D20, and a D6. Anything below a 13 should be successful. Dipper? Are you ready? Yeah. Your roll succeeds, and Dipper grimaces. You reach into the goblin's pocket and open your hand to see you've stolen a piece of paper. In real life, Dipper hands you a folded piece of paper. And having you notice that, the goblin grows impatient. Travelers, answer these riddles 3. The goblin reaches into his pocket, rifling for something and not finding it. Though he looks a little nervous, he proceeds from memory. What has 88 eyes but can open a single door? Okay. Well, we had the piece of paper, might as well use it. Actually, let's answer the riddle. I heard this one before. It's a piano, right? Next, what kind of keys cannot open doors? Piano keys? A lackey? Oh, my bad. And finally, what is the first thing you did on your adventure? Look around. The door is now open to you. Fabulous, homies. The goblin steps aside to let you through the doorway. And with that, you cleared my goblin puzzle. Well, a fourth of them, anyway. It could have gone in so many other ways. Dipper beams, and you follow his line of sight to realize it's because Ford just gave Dipper an encouraging smile of his own. As you enter this next room, the wall melts over the doorway, sealing you in. Glancing around, the far wall of the room seems to be a different material and color than the rest, though it could just be the lighting. To the left, you see rows of keys affixed to the wall. You look at it and confirm that it is a color different from the rest. Can I knock on it? You see Dipper giving you a small smile, knowing what you're looking for. You knock along the wall to find that one section sounds hollow. As soon as you realize that, the next knock opens up a gap in the wall, which reveals itself to be a door. Stay where you are. Let's inspect the keys. After inspecting and interacting with the keys for a few minutes, you come to realize a few things. There are 26 keys. You can touch them all and make them glow. You can only touch six of the keys at a time, and once all 7 are touched, all keys fade to their original color. Each key is labeled with integers that run consecutively from 1 to 26, starting at the leftmost key. Looks like we need a password for this one, Virgil. If the puzzle is fair, it will be a word that we've already been introduced to, the one that stands out. You think back to the first room, where Tyros pocketed the note from the first room of the dungeon. What word was that again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 homies? The hell is this? Oh, it is. Yeah, that's the code I'm using here. So what's the word? I believe it was what? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just do that one. Oof, Ido. Thank you for tuning in to the stream while you could, yo. Thank you for tuning in. See ya. Alright. Let's do homies. You spell out homies and all the keys illuminate in unison and disappear. Actually, yeah, let's do code. So what's the word? I believe it was homies. Good. Now connect those two together. Which keys do you touch? The 8th one, then the 15th one, then the 13th, followed by the 9th, 7th, 5th, and 19th. The room rumbles, and you turn around to find a green glass door. Walking up to get a closer look, you see that engraved on the door is the riddle. The door reads, if you go into the green glass door, you can bring a ball, but not a bat. You can bring a book, but you can't bring a novel. You can bring coffee, but not tea. You can bring letters, but you can't bring numbers. If you wish to pass, you must present an acceptable offering. Interesting one, Dipper. Let's think. A ball, but not a bat. I think I understand. Virgil, what could you bring through the door? A bat. Not a bat. Coffee, but not tea. You can bring letters, but you can't bring numbers. Okay, I actually want to figure this out. So, a ball, but not a bat. So, a ball is like, okay, ball, sphere, bat is long, and it's the thing that moves it. Then a novel doesn't make sense. But you can't bring a novel. Well, bring coffee, but not tea. You can bring letters, but you can't bring numbers. Wait, what do I have in my inventory? I have this. Gee, Willikers. You can't bring a ball, but not a bat. You can bring a book, but you can't bring a novel. Coffee. Okay, so. Okay, let's see. Bat, novel, and tea. Fair. I'm trying to. What's the similar? Okay, so I can bring a ball, a book, and coffee and letters. I mean, I think it's more telling of what we can't bring. Because we can't bring a bat, we can't bring a novel, we can't bring tea. And we can't bring numbers. I feel like it would be the... It's like, it's not exactly opposites, because like, a ball and a bat can bring a book, but you can't bring a novel. I'm gonna save this real quick. Yes? Okay. Mystic... I don't know. I feel like it would be something like... Mystic Amulet, Hourglass. So I can't bring a bat, I can't bring a novel, I can't bring tea. I was gonna go with like a novel and a tea. Novel and tea take a while, but then so is coffee. Like you can sip tea. But I don't know what's related to the ball. Ball, B-A-L-L. Book with a B, they share a B, but then novel doesn't share any letters. Right, but then coffee doesn't share anything besides O. She can't bring numbers. You know what? Let's go with a guess. I'm gonna guess Golden Bellflower. I offer my Baron's Book of Spells. Really? That's it? And Tyrus offers his cutlass, whatever. The door dissolves, letting the party pass through. That was it? Really? That was it? Bro, I just made a guess. I did? That was a nice job, Virgil. I'm impressed you got the riddle. Is it hot in here, or is that just a side effect of the glass door disintegrating? You high six forward, beaming. As Dipper finds the page he needs to continue the game. The green door swings open. You go through to freedom. And there it is. The end of the dungeon. Wait, really? What? Hang on. No, I need to see this now. Okay, no, okay, so the amulet doesn't work. Okay. So it's not the amulet. If you did the hourglass, then what about the pendant? Okay, so that doesn't work. Also, there's two options. The hourglass and the golden bellflower both work? What? Huh. Two answers. I'm gonna go with the bellflower. I like the flower. There it is, the end of the dungeon. I cut it down a bit on the fly. I didn't want to make it too long. I would have ran a murder mystery I've had planned out for ages, but my test runs have never gone very well with my focus group. So, what'd you think? So what happens next? When do we fight the sorcerer? This is actually a transition to the next super plot-centric campaign about infiltrating the sorcerer's tower castle. Ah, I see. I didn't even know why I picked the flower. That was just my educated guess. Dipper shows you a couple pages of his campaign book, which looks to be filled with various dungeon sketches with realistic physics calculations crowded into every square space. Well, Dipper, I think you did well. It's not easy adding in an extra player on short notice like that. I always write it just in case, not completely, but just a few notes. Ford and Dipper launch into a conversation about dungeon mastering as they clean up the DDAMD setup, returning the game components to their original glossy fantasy box. They're too fast in practice for you to figure out how to help, so you just pick up the dice Ford lent you and return them to her original velvet bag. Dipper leaves to put the DDAMD box back upstairs, and then it's just you and Ford. Well, Virgil, you did well for a first-timer. I'd take you to a dungeon with me. I mean, Ford gives you an embarrassed smile, but you're already smiling at him yourself. I know what you meant. Thanks, Ford. A call comes from the kitchen, which sounds like Stan. Haha, well, I talk more, but I'd better see what he needs. Ford moves past you, heading towards the kitchen. You feel like you suddenly feel the need to hold on to this moment, like you need to say something. Ford? Yes? Now that he's looking back at you again, you realize you don't remember what you were going to say. All you say is, "Here's your set of dice back. Thanks for letting me use it." Ford chuckles, shaking his head. Nah, you keep it. In case you decide to join us again next time. See you at dinner, Virgil. Yay! And the meter's going up! Woo! Yeah, you know what? I might leave this here for now and continue with that maybe tomorrow. Just because I want to make sure I have a voice by the end of the day. Let's put it back to the wait. Oh, okay, it's just this one. Oh man. Well, you know what? Why? Exactly, though. Oh my god. Alright. Gonna return it up. Get me into the main menu. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alright, well. Gonna end stream off today for this one. Break time. We'll go back to this tomorrow. And maybe, I don't know. Maybe at some point after we finish this, I might do other visual novels. Or maybe just stream more Roblox. Well, I think most of everyone else besides Reese and Clem are in chat right now. But I guess to everyone else who's probably going to be watching the VOD since it's going to be up, thank you for watching. Reese, I did a pressure stream last night. But yes, pressure stream. And maybe then I'll make I need to make a VTuber model for Neri. So that way, when I play as Neri's avatar on Roblox, I can be just Neri at the computer. That'd be so cute. I want to make so many more VTuber models, especially for this program that I have. But for now, we're gonna end this off here, especially since baby need a piss. Okay. I want to go piss, girl. All right. It's fine. It was at midnight, Reese. No one was on. But yeah, anyways, to anyone in the VODs, thank you for watching. And pick this up tomorrow, same time, same place, same channel. You know what we do. Alright. See you guys and goodbye. Have a good day / night. I was gonna cut it off, but I realized it wasn't funny. Hang on. Let me get something funny in. Alright.